Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and thank you to the Free Enterprise channel for having us here to watch this fantastic race between Sabera and Leggy-Starscream in the opening round of the Lali-Ho League. I am joined by Martin Broadcloak in the booth, by Harumph on tracking, and by the one and only Asuka, who is restreaming and, of course, rolled the seed tonight with an Eddie start. Because why would Asuka do anything but? Anyway, how are you, Martin?
I feel like she cheated. Like, really, an Ed start? How many seeds did she roll? I bet it was just one.
I bet it was all of them, but also just one.
Yeah, also just one. So, hi, everyone. Good evening and welcome to, it's only day 2, Possum, and I am already just exhausted from the amount of races I've seen. There have been some, wow. And we're only at day 2, and we're still going.
I thought it was day 1 still. Wasn't it midnight?
It's kind of okay, fine. It's like 23 hours in show. Sure, I'll allow it.
I haven't slept since then, have you?
No comment.
Well, anyway, let's get to some objectives here for everyone to follow along at home with. We have, as always, completing Cave Magnus, so we hope we get some music. We have forging, so we hope we get a shiny sword for Cecil. We have the pink tail, which could be one of any number of shiny swords for Cecil, or Kane, or a certain ninja who loves to not show up in the seeds, or some other types of gear. And then we also have a double boss hunt for our optional objectives, or the ones that are not mandatory with the flag set. We have the Dark Elf and Calbrena. Anything in there stand out to you, Martin?
I'm trying to really tear my eyes off Ed here. Looking at the rest of the objectives, I mean, the bosses don't really stand out as like, okay, this is absolutely terrifying and scary. But I mean, as we all know, sometimes a boss hunt can lead you to, well, places or locations that you just really don't want to go. So even though it may just be a Dark Elf and the dolls, anything goes. And that's what makes those last 2 really, really scary.
Absolutely makes sense. And one of those things with Eddie in particular is he's not really helpful against either of those 2 bosses. Someone who is helpful against most anything is Rosa.
Yeah.
And that's a hook start. Oh, Asuka, why? Can you be nice and give us maybe a magma key just once in your life?
Whoa. Hold up here. Hold on. I mean, yes, a magma key gets you underground and allows you to go do shopping and all these things. But, I mean, a hook route's a character. And we like characters.
A hook route's probably a second Edward.
I was trying really hard not to go that route, but that is true. Anything's possible.
Speaking of going certain routes, looks like Randomania has figured out a way to route themselves here. Thank you so much for that raid, Randomania. Welcome to the start of the Sabera vs. Leggy-Starscream matchup for week 1 of the Lali-Ho League. We are just getting underway. Not much to report on other than an Edward and Rosa start with a hook, and a Valvalis and Baronin.
And an old man having drinks in the end, yeah.
And an old man talking with a doctor, which I guess is appropriate. I will say that was a strong start for Edward. That's charm arrows and an archer bow. That's about as good as it gets outside of a dancing dagger.
I will definitely agree with that. But I mean, it's still Edward though. I know that probably just offended somebody.
Make the best of a bad situation, my friend.
I was gonna say, yeah. Is this mic still on? Did I get muted by Asuka? Uh-oh. Hello.
Looks like Leggy is going straight down to the hook route, though. Going to save outside here, going to be doing some looting. Try to avoid that Staleman chest, which will definitely do some bad things to this party. Meanwhile, Sabera taking the more traditional route, checking out Baronin, and now going up to Damsian.
Yep. I do like this hook route play, though. Obviously, like you said, fading that trap chest. And, I mean, there you can get some great loot down here, also because it is a gated shop. Oh, hey, look, there's sirens. Why, thank you.
Those sirens actually are particularly nice for this party, for a thing that a lot of people don't do very often. And that thing is actually grinding on ordeals. A
Mhm.
siren used on Mount Ordeals will get you 2 Liliths, and they will give you 5,500 XP. That could go a long way with this party if this
Mhm.
hook route is unpleasant.
Right.
So we will find that out shortly.
Right. And Leggy is kind of doing the traditional, basically what we would probably consider, the usual, looting route here of you grab the first couple chests inside and then you kind of fade the rest, check the character, hit the save point, start opening everything, and I mean eventually you're gonna hit that trap chest. And then you know where it is and you can grab the rest of the stuff on the way out.
Definitely true. That's a Sid, which is going to help for some early damage. Uh, but that's also a Baigen, which is not pleasant at the hook route.
No, no, that 25,000 HP is that's a bit to get through. I mean, the good part is, obviously the arms, they don't have 25,000, so that's great. Uh, but looking at the party, I'm not seeing where you're getting 25,000 from right now.
Yeah, with this party, you kind of want a heroin robe and a decent bow for
Yeah,
Rosa and a prayer.
yeah,
uh,
that's about it.
yeah,
Or a respectful quantity of J items. Let's go with that as well.
yeah. The Bacchuses could help with that. The Sirens, I think, will definitely help with that if some early leveling
Hmm.
is put into play.
Hmm. Oh,
Zeus Gauntlet, very nice item.
always useful. Nice,
Murasamen.
a nice fake Hanzo. And so far we've evaded the trap chest so far. I was gonna say I wonder how far we pushed that line.
Looks like that was it.
Yeah. It's like when you get down that last 6 or 8, all of a sudden it becomes, do I really want to cost myself a minute by popping that trapped one, or do I just let it fly?
I think in this case, there's been enough picked up that that Leggy certainly is going to be comfortable moving on through the overworld. For
Yeah.
me, that Zeus Gauntlet is something that I would be leaning on that for the rest of the game. That's an end
Absolutely.
game piece of gear that's going to take you all sorts of really good places.
Yeah. Yeah, and the quantity and like you said, the style of loot in here, obviously with your starting equipment as well. Um, these three characters, you're going to be able to kit them out to be fairly useful. So much of the early game should be fairly straightforward now, especially with that Sid.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that Zeus Gauntlet, it also does give some interesting protections against giants. So Sid will actually, if wearing it, be resistant to the stalemate.
Hmm.
So that is a potential way to get through if you want to take on some trap chest as well.
All right.
Might be able to leverage that, especially with a rune axe.
Mm.
Don't have the money for it right now, but a rune axe could come in handy if there's a way to purchase it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with that quad damage against the Mega Sisters, Ashura, anything that has that nice little, Baron guards, depending where you spot them in a not so fortunate spot. I mean, it's very useful in the right conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked like that shop not only had Bacchus and Sirens, but also had heal potions.
Hmm.
I know for me, I would look to pick up a 10 stack of those specifically because we saw Valvalis in Baron Castle as our starting boss. And a couple of early heal potions can go a long way
Yeah,
to helping get through that fight and more.
there's nothing worse than fighting Val, and all of a sudden Val gets the bright idea of targeting the exact same person with the stone condition 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there watching and being like, oh well, this is now a 4 character fight. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it goes from being gradual petrified to all of a sudden fully petrified in a matter of seconds. And it's sad.
Not say we haven't done that before. No, no, not at all.
And it looks like we have Leviathan up
Mhm.
on top of Mount Hobbs, and I don't see a character there. That might just be me, though, Martin.
Well, basically, what we do is we watch for that spot to take damage, and that's how we know a character. So, obviously,
Gotcha.
the ether right there just took 27 damage. So, something is there.
So for folks watching, that is a Porum that is up on Mount Hobbs. Looks like Leggy is opting to take that Porum on, and looks like Sabera is as well. So both runners are going to be rocking double white mages to start things off.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it allows you to, take Rosa and turn her basically into a pew pew and nothing else. And I'd say let a Porum, kind of carry the white mage duties. But, well, I know you have bold opinions on that subject. So we'll leave that one alone for tonight, shall we?
I mean, Porum does learn Berserk earlier. Porum does learn Exit. So Porum does have actual uses in this situation. I will give her credit for that.
Okay. so how about that late game for Porum there, Possum? What's your take on that one?
I would find a lot of other characters. Looks like Leggy is through that Leviathan, though. We will see if they do any looting on Mount Hobbs. Excuse me. She opts not to, so we'll see what Sabera chooses to do if they decide to loot as well or not.
You see a lot of runners grab that single chest that's right below. Yeah, it's a couple steps out of the way, but the loot here on Hobbs is of a fairly decent quality, so you could find something very useful in that one chest.
It's definitely possible. I know that based on how the loot tables are, I tend personally not to like Hobbs or Antlion or a lot of the other early places. But with a party like this, relying solely on Sid for damage, it's not exactly the most appealing thing, especially when you're more or less relying on Sid and a Zeus Gauntlet, which is pretty much relying on a Zeus Gauntlet.
You are not wrong. So yeah, no, like you said, you probably will see possibly a bit more looting out of it. I mean, hey, I would love to trip on a dancing dagger right now. I would not be against that.
A dancing dagger would make Edward go burr, at least in the early game. That would do 300 to 400 damage per use as an item. Dancing dagger, when used as an item, basically uses magic missile, a ubiquitous name throughout all sorts of fantasy games. But that is the actual name of Dancing Dagger when used as an item. It casts that spell. So it does really good damage early on. It falls off very fast, but it can carry an early game.
Hey, Possum, I have a question for you. So that Zeus Gauntlet, what happens when it's turned to about 3 inches high? What does it do?
It gets really sad.
Okay.
I feel like no longer does anything.
I feel like we're currently experiencing that here on screen.
I will say, as good as Dwarfax is, Earth Hammer is going to be better. I don't know if Leggy picked up that Earth Hammer, but I do see Sabera having it. And that could go a long way. That's a really nice piece of gear to pick up for early Sid.
Well, now we have a Berserk and Charmed guard. This guard is not having a good day, let me tell you now.
Yeah, that guard had all the statuses. That was basically the runner's version of Breath.
Right.
And rewarded with a pass, though.
I do enjoy a shortcut. There's nothing worse than hitting go mode on Earth and then realizing you have to fly back to the moon.
That is definitely true. And the reminder from chat that Zeus Gauntlet actually does resist Mini, which is something I had forgotten about.
Oh, it looks like Leggy did not put the Zeus Gauntlet on, said, that would do it.
Looks like all of our runners are getting the the charm procs on these guards and other procs. To explain a little about why that is happening, Martin, how do you feel about that little explanation there? I know you're very well versed in it.
I was taught this a little while ago. Basically, what I have been told and or explained in no uncertain terms, as Starscream is buying lit arrows, which are also highly useful. If you can hit an enemy right as their turn completes, so basically they have no ATB ticks on their timer, any effect is guaranteed as long as they are weak to it to hit 100% of the time. So if you can get an action in right after an enemy takes their turn and there's no tick, anything's fair game. That goes for Medusa arrows, charm arrows, any sort of fun little ditty.
Yeah, that's a really good explanation. The only thing I'd add is they just can't be relative agility 1, and that's a whole nother conversation. Speaking of unpleasant things, though, there's an Ogopogo.
That's that's, I mean, I love getting it out of the way. It's not sitting up on the moon, so, or via the hook route. So this is a good thing. We hope.
Still danger though.
Very
gotta
dangerous.
be careful.
Yeah, especially with this party where we're used to having I don't know, any source of damage.
Yeah, one of the awkward parts about this is even if Edward had a dancing dagger, it would trigger a counter in the form of blaze.
Yes.
A twin spell here would not, but there's no second Porum or a Palom floating around, so there's no way to circumvent that. No one has Berserk yet. Ogopogo's not weak to anything.
Nope.
So this is basically hold A and pray, and eventually our runners will get through it. It's just going to be a couple of little waves, but yeah, nice to have Ogopogo here rather than elsewhere. And Sabera making use of that Earth Hammer, getting through this fight quicker than Leggy. So Earth Hammer, Zeus Gauntlet, Sid doing work early on.
Yeah, very nice. And we'll see what we get for a key item here from the king pretending he's Edward in bed. And a rat tail.
Anything that is another chance at a magma key.
Yeah.
when you're staring down Baigen with this party, I would be happy to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that would be the immediate checklist. Just beeline there, like, please be the key. Please be the key. It's not the key. It's never the key. Spoilers, I know.
I mean, it also brings up an interesting possibility is what if you find a Tella, and a darkness crystal? Do you go and do a D machine grind, which has been all but killed off in this flag set?
Yeah.
Just so you don't have to deal with that Baigen at low levels.
It's funny. We've both run, a fair quantity of these seeds, and I think there may have been a grand total of once where that came in play as actually a legitimate idea. So with a party composition like this, I can't argue against it.
Yeah, with the sirens being available, but nothing else to assist with that, like coffins or hourglasses yet. The sirens are just sirens.
Yeah.
They don't summon a lot of good stuff yet. But we do see some camping gear in Silvera in the form of cabins. That'll definitely be helpful for the runners. Keep them well situated as they traverse their little adventure tonight.
All right.
Oh, well.
Okay, Possum. No. I'm the witch. You're the trash panda, okay? Let's not get this, the chat has expectations of us here, okay?
My apologies for stealing your role for
so
for a couple
about that
moments
darkness crystal, Possum.
Yes. About that darkness crystal.
How about that?
I know where I'm
what
going.
Do we do?
I know where I'm going immediately, and I know where Sabera is going immediately, and it is to the moon.
Yep. So, let's talk about the moon. We got characters. We got naming ways. We have possibly Hourglass 2s in the shop. There are definitely some ways this could spin. Also, you also have a pair of bosses that you have seen neither of yet. So, early party, you're grabbing the character, you're checking the shop. Then what?
I think I peek both Value Cave and Murasame Altar. And the reason I peek both of them is because you have a double boss hunt on the table, and you've seen neither. So you want Fusoya to be the character here if you're a runner, but I don't hate the idea of peaking both of the top-down approach boss spots just to see if you can pick up that knowledge that one of them is there or not.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, usually if for most runs by the numbers, let's call it by the numbers. Usually, Moon ends up being a bottom-up approach, whether it's just sheer quantity of items or, chances are it's either an item, a boss, or both. Which, if the math plays out, bottom top usually works out very well. So,
Mhm.
do I disagree with spying on these? Absolutely not. So if you can find out that, hey, Pale Dim holds one of your objectives, maybe the other runner doesn't realize that. Maybe you have a leg up on them.
Or would it be a leggy up on them in this case?
I see. Thank you for getting the setup. I appreciate that. I tried.
Looks like meanwhile Leggy is fighting Dr. Luge, and we have a Mylon of some flavor in the Value Cave, and that's a no.
one of those is quasi free. The other one is going to give you the business and let you know he's there waiting.
Speaking of things that are not free, although I think our runners do have lit arrows, I think Leggy did buy lit arrows.
Yes, bought a 20 pack of them. Yes, it's an Odin. I love seeing Odin.
Odin with Edward.
But it's a dead Edward.
Oh, Sid doing 750 plus damage. Yeah, this is not going to be too difficult at all.
I don't think we're seeing Edward strats here, unfortunately.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
Hey, it's beautiful when it works, but when you got a lightning weapon in your hand, sorry, Odin.
Yeah,
but you gotta go. So, who's the character? Is it Fu? Yeah, that's not. Wow, Fu has green hair. What happened? A 4 agility anchor. I got nothing. What do you got?
Yeah, 4 agility.
Okay,
that would be an anchor for me as well. It would mean Edward would be getting levels.
Yeah,
but it could also depend what the summon is on Hobbs of all things.
Oh, but
there's a Leviathan.
Okay. I was gonna say, all of a sudden that changes gears slightly. So I know we've had the discussion about, at what point does Rydia not become permanently attached to the floor? And obviously we have our opinions on it, but I'll tell you what, Leviathan's a great start.
Leviathan is definitely a good reason to keep Rydia on her feet.
Absolutely.
Leggy, meanwhile, is through Baron Inn, picks up her Tella.
And a rock.
And half of Forge.
I like it.
So where will Leggy go next with that Tella, with the Darkness Crystal? Hasn't done Ordeal, so no weak, no D machine set up yet. But it'll be interesting to see how our runners progress here and what they want to do next.
Well, that's looking. Yeah, it's a good play. You grab Tella. Tella has his uses, but usually they're post ordeals. Pre-ordeals, he's a bump on a log. I'm sorry.
Pre-ordeals, he's an exit bot. Generally.
Yeah, that's about it.
He's got Blink, which is very handy, but normally Overworld isn't super punchy. Cure 2 is nice to just keep everyone topped off, but pretty much he's an exit bot for me. There's an Hourglass 2 just floating around Mount Ordeals. That could come in handy for Leggy, especially having Sirens available. And Hourglass 2 actually will open up gold dragons on the moon with the combination of Sirens and Hourglasses. Even just one of those with a life glitch, that's a 90,000 experience. That is all the levels you will need for quite a while. And honestly, enough in order to get through Biden just by itself.
Yeah, easily.
Early CPU though, that's not pleasant. This party is not set up for this.
I mean, I feel like we as runners and we as chat, CPU is more or less free. You know exactly what the damage is coming out of it, so you can take care of that. The problem is killing that back orb usually sometimes can be a pain, especially with a wall, because it more or less kind of neuters your spellcasters, and yeah, bad things.
Yeah, the best case scenario here would have been to find maybe a couple of like Gaia drums, Stardust, anything that penetrates walls, even lip bolts, blizzard, fire bombs, things that would be HP based that Sid could use.
Right.
His HP pool being quite large, it would be helpful for.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing would be if Leggy did purchase some Bacchus wines, which I believe she did, Sid could just get zerked up here with as big a weapon as he has, whatever that would be, and just go to town on the orb and kind of see what happens.
Yeah, just accept the fact that, you know what, all things being equal, targeting probably isn't going to work out in your favor, and Globe is probably going to fire, but you're going to be putting on enough damage.
Yeah.
You should be okay.
Looks like Sabera getting into this fight with Odin. Unfortunately, Rosa takes it right away and drops to the ground. Doesn't look like
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think she saw them available in a bool there. So
that could be a little iffy.
Now, using the elixir on Rydia, does Rydia? No, not 70 HP. She does not have enough levels for the MP for Leviathan right now. So.
Yeah, because Leviathan, if I remember right, is 50.
Yes.
Bahamut is 60. So yeah, that's a little shy, unfortunately. Will allow her to cast a number of lit ones, which will probably do about 400 damage, I think. Which could be helpful. Oh, 500, that's not bad.
No, that's not terrible at all.
Might have enough actions here to get this done between the lit ones and the Sid bonks.
And
so yeah,
something you've mentioned quite a bit. This is a very slow spot, so yeah, there's time to get this pulled off. So but yes, go ahead.
I was going to say to a point from chat from Plumeria Knight that Bacchus doesn't work because of the poison. That is absolutely correct. That unfortunately Bacchus does not go through poison because it acts in the same way as the Berserk spell. However, if you had a power staff, the power staff, if Sid were to be bonked in this case, the power staff applies Berserk in the reverse order of the natural spell list. So Berserk would be applied through poison by way of power staff only. Very unique niche interaction that could have helped there if a power staff were on the table. But kudos to Sabera. They are through that Odin fight, just as Leggy is also through CPU and is rewarded with everybody's favorite, oh, it's just a water hag.
Possum, I feel like you sound like you were disappointed there. I think you were expecting maybe something else in that spot.
Well, I guess it can be on the moon then at the Ogopogo spot. That's fine.
I hear that is also a widely acceptable condition.
But this
is... we all know the rules with water hag. It's 3 bonks, go away. So keep talking to Ed. Yes, Ed's in the party. Does anybody else feel like that maybe she should say something else if Ed is actually in the party than if she isn't in the party? Wouldn't that be a thing?
Like maybe come back, like, you know, floating away, falling underwater from the door, just floating. Yeah, like, come back, Ed, come back. I don't know, something like that.
Or, oh, I see you haven't found my Edward. No big loss. I don't know.
Asuka will mute you.
I know she will.
Leggy 2/3 of the way through Mount Ordeal's, Sabera just climbing now. Difference being that Sabera has done the moon walk, if you will, and Leggy has not yet done the moon walk. Sabera may or may not have the levels for Leviathan, not quite yet. This might be one where after seeing this boss, you take a quick reset, you take one encounter, you get enough MP for that Riddy to cast Leviathan, and then you go back into this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I would not be against that at all.
Oh no. Ordeals just
Well,
gets better.
I was gonna say, I hope we're happy on ordeals here for the next 2-3 minutes, because that's how long we're waiting.
One of the few bosses that can ruin your day here.
Yeah.
This is Golbez at a absolutely free, no stat location, basically. But still going to be an annoyance.
Yeah. Great. Wonderful. Although, to Lobez's credit, having him out of the way is also a very good thing. There are some very not pleasant spots to find Golbez at. High speed, high magic power. As soon as that paralyzed falls off, here comes 4,000 damage to your face type spots. So I'm okay with seeing him here.
Yeah, I would actually prefer to see Golbez later on.
Really?
Because I like to just be able to put up a Star Veil and have him basically off himself, rather than get him in a spot like this where it would normally take 2 or 3 hits and you're just out of the fight.
Yeah.
I would prefer it to be, let's say, at the Asura spot in a Fey March, where, you get those 8,000 damage lit threes and you just kind of laugh as Golbez does all of the damage to itself.
Yeah. The only danger of Asura, obviously, is agility. I mean, that is a fast spot.
Yes,
so if you're not set up correctly, I mean, you'll get to look at Golbez as he puts one in your eye and then puts one in the rest of your party.
Yep.
So
does look like behind the power of that Earthhammer Zeus Gauntlet, Sid. Sabera made good work of that CPU, got through it quite a bit more efficiently than Leggy did. So that Earthhammer coming in clutch for Sabera so far.
Yeah. So, and I guess what's hilarious is somehow that actually ties into this not this Water Hag fight, but the upcoming Lobez fight for one somewhat specific reason. Why would that be?
For the Earthhammer?
Yeah.
I'm not certain.
Oh, I've heard rumors that Golbez may not like the fire element very much, and I've heard Earthhammer has a very unique property to it.
That is a very good point.
So if Sid does not get sniped, that pretty much that bonk is going to hurt a lot.
That is very true. For some reason, Free Enterprise Final Fantasy IV being the perfectly coded, no duct tape, no rubber bands holding it together video game that it is, Earthhammer does fire damage.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Sure. We'll wing it.
Now Leggy has completed Ordeals, has completed Baron Inn, has completed Antlion Cave, has completed Mount Hobbs, and completed Fabul.
And now gonna learn to fly a whale.
Yes. There are 2 possible locations that she could go. It would be either the moon or the hook route. So I don't hate this play at all. I would also go to the moon at this point.
I like the moon. Yeah, the moon's very good. So I'm curious to see if anyone actually decides to go and be like, hey, Gold Dragon.
With the hourglass that was picked up from Ordeals.
Yeah, that plus Tella being online.
Yeah.
I'm liking where this is going.
Yeah, it's the optimal setup for a Gold Dragon fight. There's another Leviathan.
I would say Sabera, abject disappointment on her face. It's like, no, I already have that. Why couldn't it be the other one?
Also gets to hide off with Edward. And the nice thing about Shadow, which is Golbez's snake, is that it will basically try to eat people until there are 2 members left on screen. Now, if you hide with Edward, or if you jump with Kane, or if you knock off some of your own party members that you don't want alive, you can kind of pick and choose and manipulate who is living. So in this case, with Edward being off the screen, he doesn't count to the 2 people being alive on screen. Golbez only thinks that there are 4 total party members. all jokes aside about Edward not being a party member, for this
Look,
particular purpose, he's very useful because now you have a 3-on-1 instead of a 2-on-1.
Possum. Look, if we're both gonna say things about Edward, okay, if we both get muted, who's gonna run the show?
I think Asuka could.
Okay. Ed is a valued party member and a welcome addition to this team, okay?
There's that fire damage you were talking about, 1130 from that Earth Hammer.
That's a nice little bonk.
It'll be interesting to see if Leggy decides to keep Rydia alive. It looks like by learning that Leviathan, that tells me that she intends to.
Yeah, and I did see her put mute arrows on Rosa. I'm wondering, is this gonna be a... Mute arrows have a very unique use here up on the moon, and it has to do with floor 4 on the lunar subterrane. They both did buy sirens.
I know Leggy did for sure. I do not know if Sabera did.
Ooh, coffins. Coffins are useful.
Coffins are definitely useful. Can also work with some of those warlocks on lunar subterrane floor 4. But there's a lot of different things the runners could do here. It could be anything from traditional siren grinds to a no-grind Baigen attempt. Could try to tackle some stuff on the moon. Could go D-Machine. There's a lot of options.
Oh, hold on. We have a message from chat. Asuka and Haram are going to unmute and take over the stream at this point.
Well, Martin, it's been fun.
I would say any final parting words before we get kicked out of here.
Looks like Leggy is doing a value cave peak. Going to find out that this is indeed a Mylon of some sort. We will see if we get to find out which Mylon.
Ooh, I'm liking what I'm seeing on Sabera's screen. Interesting.
If Leviathan is active, which I believe it is now, Leviathan will take care of the cats, which are really rude. Leviathan will take care of the Stalemen and the Force Scourgers, or whatever their names are.
Yes.
Leviathan will not take care of the Mad Ogres, but there are other ways to deal with them.
Yes.
But lots of good loot in here regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and like you said, there are other ways to deal with those ogres. I believe Sabera has both charm and mute arrows, which... I mean, they're weird ogres. I mean, yeah, sure. They're mages and they're ogres. I'll run with it.
And as we were talking about before, it looks like Leggy did pop that siren and then use the hourglass.
Yep.
The only kind of questionable thing here is not a play that Leggy is making, but questionable as to, will Tella land his weeks?
Unfortunately, with Tella not in the center spot, Tella does not get the accuracy boost, and if you can't tell, Tella wears glasses for a reason. His aim is a little bit suspect at times.
And the defense is incredibly high on these King Ryus as well.
Yeah.
Looks like, unfortunately, Leggy missed the life glitch. Still will get about 60,000 out of this fight, but I think they were looking for a little more than that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, 60,000 is 60,000.
Absolutely.
That's still gonna be 23 levels on Rydia, so.
Yeah, that's decent.
Yeah. All of a sudden, that hook route looking a little bit less painful.
Yeah, that's double blink is the big deal there. The anchoring is a little iffy for Baigen because Tella's now going to be at, I think, 9 or 10 agility, so no one's going to be relative agility 1.
Yeah.
As they would be with like a Rydia, for example, who would be at 4 agility. But it's still not bad. It's far superior to the situation that our runners were in before,
Right.
prior to the 60,000 experience.
Right. And it looks
Oh,
like on some. Ooh, that is a nice drop. Well, Sid is Sid is angry. Sid
what's the
is
most
very angry right now
what's
and
the
fast.
most damage you've ever seen from a an earth hammer? Because we
Would
might be
you?
seeing
I would say,
records.
would you like to find out? Eh, Sid is gonna be swinging. This is gonna be fun to watch.
Ooh,
I,
Sorkrobe, nice.
I'm not against this.
And I don't hate the approach that our runners are taking here. Again, the Beigen problem, which
Yeah.
is what this is at this point. This hook route.
Right.
Um,
But let's not discount the fact. I mean, that's only half of quote unquote the problem. That
True.
first spot is no pushover.
Yeah, if there's something like a Dark Knight Cecil, an Ogo Pogo, even a Mom Bomb, or an Octoman, anything that's fast and punchy there,
Yeah.
that would be arguably worse than Beigen.
Yeah. I mean, for the people that have played the vanilla version of this game, spoilers, King Queen Evelyn, they don't do a lot in that spot, but that doesn't mean they don't have stats. Unfortunately, depending on the boss there, you find that out very painfully.
Yeah, for example, if you were to find, let's say, Dark Knight Cecil, who is one of the worst, that's going to do like 600 to 700 damage per Dark Wave at the King Queen Evelyn spot. That's just a disgusting amount of health. That means everyone dies but Sid right away.
And I don't think Sid wants to be left holding the bag on that one. You don't
Probably
want
not.
an angry DKC in front of you. Like,
Ooh,
what do I do now?
there's something though. So Leggy just found a Moonveil, and I don't know if Sabera
Ooh.
got that. But one of the interesting things you can do with a Moonveil and Bacchus wines that are available, in Sabera's case especially, if they had that Moonveil, you could put the Moonveil up with Sid,
Hmm.
then you could drink a Bacchus wine, and you could just let him go to town. The only thing he's going to take damage from is the vampire, which is very weak at that spot.
Right.
And he's just going to crush everything in his path over and over and over again.
Hmm. Little bit of time consuming, but given the party composition, that might be the best way to approach that fight.
Yeah, I think that would be how I would look to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Is leverage that Moonveil
Hmm.
into an earlier than average clear for this hook route.
Right. Sid currently showcasing the fact that not only does he do a ton of damage, he does not take a lot of damage right now.
And with that ninja hat on, one of the nice things about the ninja hat, it
Hmm.
prevents sleep.
Yes.
So can't be put to sleep by the Stalemen. Is not taking damage because they're giants. So Sid
Hmm.
is nigh on indestructible.
Uh oh.
Oh,
Well, angry Sid meet angry Dagron.
yes.
Well, so about that what was that Beigen? Yeah, oh boy.
Yeah, that Beigen is less of a problem when you have the King of Dragons
Yeah.
floating around playing ball for you.
Yeah. So I will even go so far as to make a prediction right now. Radius currently sitting at 109 MP. I if I were a gambling man, and I am, I would say that those mad ogres probably are not long for this world because Bahamut costs 60 MP to fire. I feel like having two is a lot better than having one.
That's definitely true. 11 more MP would go a long way here.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing I did,
Go ahead.
one thing I noticed about Sabera's inventory that's a little, I would say, cause for concern. I only saw 2 life potions. Do we know has Sabera purchased more and just didn't sort their inventory?
I believe if my eyes were correct, and Chad will probably tell me that I'm wrong. I believe they were for sale on the moon.
Okay.
So the hourglass tubes were there, and I believe life potions were right under them.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were
Oh.
purchased or not.
Well, thankfully
Oh,
for our runners, these are not flipped.
yeah, about that.
Uh, yeah,
What
Kainatsu into Baigen far better than Baigen into
into
Kainatsu.
Kainatsu? Yeah. I mean, it's still gonna hurt a little bit till you get that wave kind of cut down to size, but
Actually,
it could
I
be
would
way worse.
I would let the wave stay up.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying as far as the actual like HP damage coming in at you, way worse. More damage you do to it, the less the wave does. But
True, true.
yeah,
But in this case, the punch is what hurts. So
yeah,
yeah, you let the wave run wild. It's only going to
yeah,
do a couple hundred.
yeah.
No one even dies from it. So you get
No.
Sid zerked up. This fight eventually ends.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
As long as you can keep up with which you've got a pair of white mage. I know I use that term loosely. A pair of white mages, so
well, and Leviathan.
and Leviathan.
And Kainatsu's hiding.
So, and to absolutely nobody's surprise, Sabera's fighting mad ogres. Who would have thought?
The question is, will anyone live but Sid?
That could be a thing.
The good part is the rune rings that come in the starter kit do give mage resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one nice thing that our runners have going for them. Now, even with that mage resist, though, Porum still took quite a bit of damage, about 100 damage from the physical, but would have been probably 400 to 500 without it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually if you don't come in here with any sort of protection, usually what happens is, yeah, there's one character alive usually at the end of round 1.
Yep.
And then you're trying to figure out how you're going to revive people so that they can get the experience.
And Leggy through Kainatsu, very smoothly done. And going to safety save, I would definitely recommend that.
Nobody's surprised. That fight can be very, I'm not going to call it sneaky. That fight will do bad things sometimes, so. And there's nothing worse than having to redo not one, but 2 fights to get underground.
Yeah. Now, looks like we do have enough levels on this Iridia. That is going to be 2 more levels that'll get more than 11 MP.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
and there you go.
Yep, 127. That's 2 Bahamut casts, as you were talking about, Martin. And that's showtime for Iridia versus Bahamut. Or excuse me, versus Baigen.
I was going to say, well, and not only that, but Kainazo is going to have a bad day here shortly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's... Oof.
Baigen, please. Calm down. Calm down.
So yeah, Baigen, I personally, I widely consider this as one of those that you never want to see at any sort of spot that has any punching power, because you don't just get punched once, you get punched 3 times. So until
like this spot.
Yeah, so until you take the arms out, and then you have a little, grace period, but they always come back.
Yeah, we'll see if we get any blinks going here from Leggy.
Mm-hmm. Now, nice part on Leggy's side, you did see the 179 MP on Rydia. That is 3 Leviathans. So
That's
pretty
true.
much she can take care of those arms 3 times while doing damage to the main body. So that should be enough to put Baigen right in striking range to no longer be of this world.
Yeah, one of the small issues of this Leviathan was queued up before the arms were covered, which means it's only going to hit the body.
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
Before when, you push the button just a little too early and you only see 1 arrow instead of 3.
Yeah, just a fun fact for chat that you have to wait until all of these sprites are loaded back up in order for it to hit everything. The alternative to that is if you cast something like Media, which takes 10 years to cast, while the arms are up, even if the arms fall back down and then come back up again, it will hit them. but all sprites have to be on the table, if you will, in order to get through, the multi-targeting process. It's very
Right.
strange.
Right. Hey, I hear it's great coding in the game, though.
Yes.
Yeah. It works well.
Now the fun happens. No MP on this Rydia. Popping the elixir, I do like this, and
Yes.
letting Sid go to town.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
I was gonna say, well, that lasted about that long.
I hope that doesn't eat the elixir also.
I believe it comes down to how far it is in the ATB queue. I've had it not, but I've also let's just say there may have been a reset involved when the item vanished.
And looks like chat is confirming the elixir has been eaten.
Yeah.
And that is definitely unfortunate because that Leviathan that was going to come up would have been the ticket here. I think it's that close as far as Baigen being nearly done here.
Yeah.
But this is where it's going to get really dangerous. Meanwhile, Sabera has Sid doing Sid things. I believe the controller is down. I think Sid is just trying to wail away.
I believe in racing terms, we call this, well, this fight's going to resolve one way or another.
Oh, Sid is still live, actually. Thankfully, the waves are just going to tickle. So it's a matter of, can Sid get enough hits in? One of the nice thing about Sid is Sid has the highest natural crit rate of any character in the game. So Sid will get a number of really strong hits in if Sid can ever get a turn.
Right.
Because he's also one of the slowest characters in the game. And unfortunately, there is the wipe for Leggy. That Baigen did not play nice. We'll see how Leggy chooses to adapt to this. Looks like we're getting some agility manipulation by getting Sid in the middle to slow things down, which I definitely agree with. Looks like Sabera also taking a reset, unfortunately, to try to get a better setup for Kainatsu.
Yeah, that fight, unfortunately, was probably going to take a minute to resolve the issue, and we see this a lot at higher HP locations. But if once Kainatsu goes into its shell, if you cannot outscale that recover, the fight doesn't end.
Yeah,
ever.
Basically, it becomes remedy locking.
Yeah,
where Kainatsu's going to heal for 600 or 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever it is.
Or 6,500.
Yeah.
Not that we know anything about that, but yes.
Never had Kainatsu at elements.
No, never. Nah.
So tally right now is Kainatsu 1 runner 1 and Baigen 1 runner 0.
Yeah, that works. I'll allow it.
Okay. And yes, as Project Dio, one of the most phenomenal runners in the community, says, "Welcome to Osakaville. Population the runners."
What was it? It's Asuka's world. We just play in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. So, I feel like Leggy's fight is going to go completely differently this time.
Yeah, it all depends on how this Leviathan goes. The second one queued up with the arms out will do a lot more for Leggy this time.
Yeah. Basically, the trick to Baigen, for those that haven't dealt with Baigen before, if you can get the arms in a loop where you can kill them every time they're recovered, Baigen doesn't exactly do a lot. He just brings the arms back. So as long as you can keep that gimmick running, you're usually doing just fine. That looked early, but could have been frames. I don't know.
I'm hoping it's on.
I might be concerned. I did not see 3 arrows. I saw 1.
We'll find out. I did like
Ugh.
I did like the wave from Kainasa meeting the wave from Leviathan, though. That was aesthetically very pleasing,
Mhm.
watching that happen.
I feel like the only bad part to that is if Kainazo's in the wrong spot and Kainazo's wave beats yours.
True.
That's when you actually feel very inadequate. Like, wow, my Leviathan is so terrible.
And as chat also
Hey.
is pointing out, there is that moon veil still floating around. This
Yep.
could be the perfect time to use it with Rydia in particular,
Mhm.
only having to dodge the vampires at that point.
All right. I'll say when multiple characters up, I feel like, yeah, this is basically Leviathan. Wait for the arms, Leviathan. Have somebody toss the elixir when necessary. Basically, this is the Leviathan show.
I'm gonna give a huge shout out here. I don't know if it was intentional or not to Sabera. This is a no save
Oh,
going into this Vigen,
that's a bold opinion.
and that is Rosa down by 2 health. That's not ideal. All right, and Leggy's going to be through this one way or the other.
Yep.
Those arms are going to explode. 2
Yes,
people
they
are going to
will.
die,
Yes, they are.
but 1 person is going to live.
Yes, they will.
So Leggy is through. It is painful,
Yes.
but Leggy is through.
Yes. And quickly get the correct people up, get the experience. Yes, that is 25k and some change. By the way, the experience does not split correctly on this fight. The arms are not worth that much.
Yeah,
So no, you cannot grind off arms here, folks.
they're worth about 1 XP.
Yeah. If it was like the Mega Sisters or, CPU, sure, you could do that and get away with it. But Bigen, no, it doesn't work that way.
Now, I will say, great job to Leggy getting through that hook route.
Yeah.
Anything sub-hour with that hook route is phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
kudos to them. For getting
Kainazo
through that.
Bigen, that's a test for, yeah.
This is going to be the part where it gets dangerous.
Yeah.
For Sabera, the
Oh, no.
yeah. And the unfortunate part about this is
Now yeah.
Kainatsu has to be completed again. There is the unfortunate reset. Sabera, unfortunately, in their first race ever in a tournament situation, draws not only an Asuka special, but also a just a very welcoming, if you will,
Right.
To racing.
Yeah. Welcome a free enterprise. The grinder entrance is all right there.
Leggy going to make her way straight to the Fame Arch. Going to do a little bit of looting along the way and give us our first look at the free key item.
That is a sword.
That's an Excalibur for a character that is yet to be found.
Yeah. Why is it, Possum? Why is it every time you find one of those? Why is Cecil always playing the Ed act? Why can't we ever find him?
He's in the Giant, don't worry.
He's probably in the Giant.
That's where the bosses are also. It's 65,000 health of Dark Elf, and then you get a reprieve with about 20 some odd thousand of Calbrena at the CPU spot.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're all in the Giant with Cecil.
Oh, well, one of those is vanilla, and one of those could be really bad. That's not terrible.
Technically free, which is the best kind of free.
Technically, there are ways around this. And is Leggy actually going to fight this?
I mean, 1 HP or 0 HP doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. When you do no damage, you just die to a counter.
Reflected count is perfect. You just gotta
Yep.
off Porum now, and once Porum falls, as long as none of the fasts get reflected back,
Yep.
and a silk web or 2 stacks of slow or any number of stacks of slow can be applied, plague will actually count itself out, and it will die to its own reflected count. So if Leggy can pull this off, this would be phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah,
This is
this is a spot that you don't want to find something that can like punch you in. So finding this here and being able to do this strat, this is very welcome by every means.
Yeah, I will say though, the slows need to be applied in order for this to. Otherwise, I don't believe that Plague is going to be able to die because it will still be relative agility 1. The
Right.
queue will be too clogged for it to ever resolve. So this is the right setup in general, but it's missing that one component of the slow application.
And that may be something that Leggy doesn't realize.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where it's a niche piece of a puzzle for an already very niche strat. So if you don't have all of the information, a lot of this crazy stuff that's in Free Enterprise doesn't work.
Right.
And this is one of those where you're already taking a very unpopular or unknown mechanic and trying to make it work, but it's a lot of missing information. It's like door grinding and things like that. And all of those agility setups are super wonky unless you've done a lot of work and research and practice and a lot of math on it.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Sabera's through Kainazo again, so we'll see if
Please save.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank you. There we that no. Back to the same point.
Please save. Please save. Oh. My heart hurts, Sabera.
Second
It
time's the
hurts
charm
for you.
I was gonna say, why does it always seem like the AI knows exactly where the problem is coming from and then just snipes it immediately?
AI is going to do that.
Yeah. Take out the white mage, take out Bahamut, and pick the rest off at your leisure. Thanks, Bigan. Appreciated. And another reset.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So we'll see if... Okay, Sabera's going to do some grinding here, which I definitely do not blame her. Get a couple more levels, try to get through these things.
Hey, look, it's an egg.
Yeah, eggs are not what you want to see here, though. Most commonly, the eggs will be Lamias here. I think they're Lamias. This is actually the rare encounter, is the green dragon. Did she use a siren, or was this just a random?
No, this was just walking around. So
interesting. Well, now we have a charmed green dragon.
Yeah.
Which apparently didn't care.
Okay, Rosa with Blink. That helps. That is a good start.
And looks like Leggy is going with some hybrid, I believe, of Zerk, Virus, and also just keeping characters down and then reviving them again, so that Plague keeps reapplying the count.
Hey, this encounter looks familiar.
Normally comes in a 4-pack, but when you pick them up randomly, they come in 3s.
Yep. Very nice chunk of experience, though, from this fight. And bringing out the... So, a great part about Mad Ogres. Usually you cast magic on them and you learn a very valuable lesson. Namely, the number 1. Bahamut does not care. Bahamut will go straight through it and laugh at you in the process.
Yeah, 254 magic defense, or whatever it is the Mad Ogres have. It will reduce Bahamut damage, but Bahamut's base spell power is so high that it just treats the Mad Ogres like a speck of dust, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
get blown
yeah.
away.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. Maybe Sabera is keeping an eye on that MP counter for Radia.
Yeah, maybe trying to get a third Bahamut,
Yeah, get to
or
180 and
yeah, or two Bahamuts and a Leviathan, something like that.
yeah.
And this is an interesting fight as well, with the two balloons. If I remember correctly, these are floating enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I learned that the hard way by trying to
I
cast Quake on them.
I
And
want to say you have.
and just sitting there staring at them like, huh, I didn't
Yeah,
know damage with my Quack Kid.
but
What
I
now?
think we've all run across that where it's like, huh, look, a floating enemy, and somehow Quack works on it.
Yeah,
Except for these ones for some reason. Not quite sure why.
it's the wrong kind of floating.
I
Okay,
I
thanks,
I,
game.
I feel like that's like game coding. Again, it was just we'll just default to that one.
And there's the other thing the balloons do is they just decide to pull a Baigen and explode.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to be on the wrong end of that one. So yeah, let's go revisit this play spot. I talked about how punchy it was. Did I mention it has like 36,000 HP at this spot too? It's not a good time.
Yeah, it has more than one health.
Yeah.
While it's great for party members to have one health, it's not great for boss bots to have one health plus 35,999.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not a pleasant spot. I mean, it obviously, like you said, the fight will resolve as long as you can, keep a party member alive. But
yeah, this is a huge commitment from
mhm,
Leggy. But the commitment here is both A, for levels, and B, that it's going to give a key item of some sort.
right.
I don't know if this is the type of play you make if you think you're ahead or behind. Hard to judge Leggy's mindset right now. I'd be wondering what she's thinking, as to why make this play instead of maybe go after some other things.
Principle.
Principle could be.
It's always principle. We've all
there's-
been there.
There's the end. So through
And
the plague.
this is that moment where it feels good, and then the dread sets in. Was like, what's the item? I'm not against this.
I think I chased that immediately.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's two characters, it's a boss, and it's 18 boxes in a locked room. I'm liking where this is going.
Especially because the Forge is already on the table. This is two cracks at a Cecil.
Yeah.
Fusoya could be available. Even Edge.
I
would be
wouldn't have
nice.
said Edge. Edge is no. Edge is not in the sea. He's
Okay.
fine.
But looks like we are going to get our first check from Leggy down to the Sylph Cave.
Mhm.
Going to talk to Young, who is laying in bed, and try to set up the Sheila 1 check. Or not try, but we'll set it up. There is no try, just do.
Oh, come on, Possum. Have you ever went down there and, then go back up and realize that, I was at the bed, but I never pushed the button?
I have in fact done that. I have actually forfeited a race in the last 10 days, I believe, because I forgot Sheila 1 existed. Thank you so much for reminding me, Martin.
Oh, that sounds like, hey, look, it's a dwarf toilet. All right. That's a great way of verifying seed, folks, by the way.
I mean, when you don't have camping gear.
I mean, we just wait till bracket stage when, money's a little tighter. That dwarf toilet's going to come in handy.
That is absolutely true.
So looks like we're going to check some shopping here in good old Dwarf Castle. Well, what are we finding here? Oh, hey, look, your favorite item.
Bombs.
Yeah.
I prefer to find them on the overworld and then grind on minor deals. But
Yes.
Oh,
Very
looks like
nice, useful J item.
Sabera going straight in again.
All
No
right.
save.
Boy, that spot hurts.
It's punchy.
Yeah.
This is where blinks really come in handy. Blink is such a powerful spell. Speaking of punchy things, that's an evil wall at dwarf spot 1, which is normally the Calbranidals.
Yeah.
This is a really punchy spot as well. So this is going to hurt. But thankfully, Leggy's got some decent levels after that plague fight as well.
All right, looks like we have a blink up on Sid. I believe this one's going on Rosa. Yes. All right, now for the one that pays off for it all. Also, Bahamut says hello.
Yeah, a little unfortunate on the rolls again on Bahamut. Only got 4,700 or so on the body.
Yeah.
Rolled over 6K on one of the arms. You would like to have that flipped.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Edward actually found a way to get entangled, which you literally never see from Baigen. So I got to give a round of applause to Ed on that.
Nope, never mind. We don't know what you're talking about. Ed's on the ground. We obviously are watching two completely different things right now.
Ed is no longer paralyzed.
We love Ed, though, don't we? He has uses.
He does. Like this evil wall is a particularly nice place to have him, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
He will solo this wall.
Yeah, there's a fun little gimmick you can do with Ed and a wall. Unfortunately, it does require your entire party being dead, but Well, the good news is, at least on Sabera's side, that we don't have to worry about punchy anymore, because everybody has flickering problems right now. So
down to 40 MP though.
Yeah.
Which means no Leviathan, no Bahamut. So the rest of this is going to be the hard part.
Yeah, and I don't see an elixir. I don't see an ether. I don't see. Yeah, this is going to be hopefully the Sid showing some very accurate targeting.
Yeah, is this Sid Zerked? Is the question.
Yes.
I think
he is. Yeah, that was set off earlier. So
that's a good thing, at least. And the fact that Sid is focusing on the body, getting those body blows in instead of the arms.
Yeah.
Being a great boxer right now. My coach way back in the day would have loved this. Leggy did find Yang in the castle.
Hey, it's a punch mage.
That's a character that can do some things.
Yes.
You know, Yang is basically...
replace Ed, because look, he's on the ground.
Yang is basically a character it's kind of like, instant recipes. It's just add water. Yang is just add levels.
Yeah.
And then you have a full-blown character and you are good to go. Doesn't need equipment.
The claws don't hurt sometimes, but other than that, it's.
Come on, Sabera. Come on, Sid. You got this.
Looks like Sid's targeting has actually done very well.
Yeah. There's the body.
Very well. And with those blinks up, pair of explodes are coming, but guess what? We're through.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But the fight is done. Leggy also, meanwhile, getting through Dwarf Castle.
I like the swag chocobo. That's beautiful. Oh.
Only one explode coming. That's,
and it's gonna be a low roll too. Oh, nope, not that low.
And nothing of value was lost. Oh.
Yep. I would say, good chunk characters that matter got the 25K, so hooray.
Is this even? Looks like we have a Luca key from
Oh,
Luca.
oh,
So maybe, well, we can't have vanilla darkness crystal. We can't have vanilla
no,
evil wall.
no, we cannot.
But this is this is not a bad check to make as long as the anchoring is correct. This spot in Luca Cave is particularly
Oh,
scary
where was
if you're
that
not
item
anchored.
earlier? I know. Sorry, to interrupt. You hate that treasure chest, but it
Yes.
had a moon veil.
Yep.
Uh, it hurts to see. It gets you right there.
Well, it's an extra moon veil now.
Yeah, yeah. Would have been useful about 5 minutes ago.
I mean, it could be particularly useful in another fight coming up. You never know.
Absolutely. You,
But
you know you know what? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Leggy robbed the old man. I think she left the bookshelf alone.
she did, but my goodness, that shop.
That was a shop.
Crystal rings, life staves, stardust rods,
I mean,
and was that white spears?
I believe so.
That
So
is
that
that's
hits
strong.
about all your characters. Yeah. Hey, that's an objective lit. Nice. Number 2. And yet we still haven't seen dolls or the dragon. Or the
I
dark
told you
elf
they're in
or-
giant.
You know,
With us.
it could be, one could be behind the package, right? It could
Okay, I'll
happen.
give you that.
It could happen.
But what if, for fun, the twin harp is behind Wyvern in the sealed cave?
I'm not sure that qualifies as fun.
Oh, right. Good point.
No, yeah, no, other words, but not fun.
Fun for us as viewers.
I was gonna say, yeah, Team Free Enterprise. Woo! Yeah. No, I think even Team Free Enterprise winces at that one of even remotely happening.
Looks like Leggy is going to give us the Sheila 1 check, and we will find out what the reward is from Sheila 1 and see if maybe we get some more vanilla and a sense of direction or a tower key. Something that gives, a good place for Leggy to pursue. A white shirt is not that.
No, absolutely zero direction. Great item. Love the item, but not what you want from her.
I believe in the words of the wonderful Jeebus, a white shirt is worth how many sirens? I think it's like 4 or 6. That's how white shirt is treated by some amazing runners in the community. That yes, it's a great item, but how many sirens is it worth?
Yeah. I'm okay with it being considered a medium of exchange. You know, you have that, you have drain spears, you have if you're getting really silly, how many vampires and starveils can I buy with this? You know, it could happen.
I'm not seeing 1200 strats with this so far, Martin.
I said nothing. Okay, thank you very much. Hey, a Soma drop. Those are sometimes useful.
Yeah, Soma drop would be great for another party.
Yeah, or a character to not be named.
With a different old man in particular.
Yeah.
We've seen Tella, but Fusoya, Soma drop is really nice because you get up to 200 MP.
Yeah, and
that is 4 nukes.
Because somehow when they designed the game, they decided to. I'm not quite sure how the rounding worked on that, where they decided just a short Fu 10 MP. Really great call on their part. Great. I have 4/5 of a nuke. What am I gonna do with this?
Yeah, maybe it was 3 nukes and a cure 4. I'm not 100% certain.
I mean, it works. Oh, a Thunderclaw. Thunderclaws are nice.
We've seen Odin already, though, unfortunately.
We have.
But
I guess technically, we've seen Kainazo too.
Yeah. No Octomam yet. We've seen Leviathan. We haven't seen elements, and the last two forms of elements are weak to thunder.
Question from chat: how many drain spears is the white shirt? The answer: more than one, and that's the important thing.
Well, this is a fun alt gauntlet because of this fight right here. No one in this party can do anything to these except Rydia. Slimes, flans, tofus, all of those silly little things can only be damaged by magical stuff, specifically like virus, quake, lits, fires, ices, etc. So this was actually really close to being a disaster. This is one of those gauntlets that's actually really scary if you don't have a black mage. You have to rely on J items, or one of the really weird things, Sid as a mage with an earth hammer in this case would have been effective.
Yeah, you actually using quack. Not a very good quack, but I mean, yeah. At that point, do you really care? No.
Means to an end.
Yes.
But thankfully, Leggy has virus on Rydia, and that is going to make easy work of this gauntlet that would otherwise be very annoying.
And it looks like on Sabera's side, Sabera's going to go visit a dwarf castle here.
Yeah, in case Sabera wasn't tired already of having her party punched in the face, there's an evil wall waiting there to do it some more.
Sometimes this game, sometimes it just wants to beat you down, doesn't it?
I mean, sometimes the seed wins.
Yeah.
And this is one of those where the seed is so far winning, and it is to no fault of the runners. They have done an amazing job of getting through everything. This has just been unpleasant. That hook route was particularly not nice.
And to think, we haven't even seen the moon yet.
Or the giant.
Or the giant.
Now, I would say also, once Leggy is done with this this gauntlet, I fully expect to see a save.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you don't really want to have to refight this in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, nice little surprise wyvern in the next fight, and boy, do you regret life afterwards.
Absolutely. And as Asuka, behind the scenes, being our restreamer, wonderful person putting our runners through this enjoyable time for our pleasure, and your viewing pleasure as well. Go ahead, give everyone a follow. Give our runners a follow. Sabera and Leggy, both amazing runners, not just at this game, but other games as well. Sabera, I believe, is the 100% world record holder in Axiom Verge, and I know Leggy Starscream also has a number of really high place finishes in games such as Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, Final Fantasy Legend, Final Fantasy 1. So both amazing runners, not just at this game, but also others. Make sure to give them a follow. Make sure to give Asuka a follow. Make sure to give our tracker Harumph a follow, who's doing a great job of keeping the buttons lit up. And give Martin Broadcloak a follow as well while you're at it. That guy's pretty good at this game, and also a wonderful guy to watch.
No, you're not supposed to tell them that. There's a reason why nobody knows that I don't race. Shh. We're supposed to find that out tomorrow.
Oh.
Much like you. By the way, everyone go follow Possum. Same thing, well, you probably already know that from the 3 Miss Zone, but yeah, tomorrow you're gonna see things. Much like Taildim. I see a Taildim. That's not the dragon we're looking for, though.
I will tell you something you don't want to do in this fight, and that is summon.
Yeah, no. Summoning, if you're not floating, does not end in a... well, okay, hold on. There's one exception to that. It's fine if you can do 6,000 damage in this spot.
Right.
If you don't... 5 party members, you probably will have 6,000 damage done to you.
In this particular spot, the magic is incredibly high.
Yes.
So that counter quake from using a summon...
yeah, it'll kill you twice over.
I think Sid lives, but I think only Sid lives. Maybe Sid doesn't even live. I don't know. The magic is ridiculously strong here. And I would just assume never to find that out.
No,
And I
please
don't think
no.
Leggy wants to learn either.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those, obviously maybe you test offline for science
Yes.
and give it a try. Just throw Bahamut out there, see what happens, but probably know what's going to happen.
Yeah, the other thing is Yang, if he came with an elemental claw of any sort, does reduce damage to Pale Dim as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's not virus or quake or non-elemental magic does either no or reduce damage to Pale Dim. So Pale Dim's just kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But Leggy gets through it very easily, very well done.
Yep.
And we will find out very shortly what the item is.
Yep.
Unfortunately for Leggy, didn't really pick up any of those, big characters that we might be looking for in this seed, like a Cecil or a Fusoya. So Zot coming up a little bit empty. Also, where are these bosses?
I mean, there are some still decent hiding spots out there. So, and of course, the moon and the giant. Well, that's a bow.
Artemis bow is nice.
Comment from the chat. Possum thought they were buttons and ate them.
Oh.
Possum.
Well, okay, look, the dolls are tiny, and I was hungry, and they... Okay, I apologize. So there's really only 4 objectives, is what you're saying.
So it's a 4/4 seed now.
Okay.
Great.
You know what? I apologize for nothing still.
What are the admins going to say about this? We can't let you in the booth.
I blame Asuka?
I'll just make sure you get the write-up to us, please, so I can just sign it now and be done with it. Appreciated. Thank you, HR.
Oh, if there were actual Free Enterprise HR, that would be amazing.
Who?
Well, I see Scala in chat right now, so...
Okay. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. Hold on. Free Enterprise, I'm trying to think. Who would head HR in this? Like, no. Really, no.
Looks like we are getting a Luca Cave check from Leggy.
Yep.
This is a check that I definitely agree with making. You have warp decently or properly anchored, as long as there's some way to mitigate the raw speed of this spot is fine. Without warp, this check frankly is miserable because having to walk this out, it's gross. But having warp, decent enough. I like the check. You get to see the key item before the boss. If the key item is bunk, you can still check the boss. Right. Maybe it is the Dark Elf, maybe it is Calbrena. So lots of options here.
Show of hands in the chat. How many of you checked the item, saw it was quote unquote bunk, and reset and completely forgot that, oh yeah, the boss, I may want to peek the boss, and then find out later it's something you really wanted to fight. Been there. I've been there.
I've done that more times than I have hands.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Hi. Whoops.
Yeah. Looks like we're getting some eggs on Sabera's side. Gonna get some levels. Looks
we
like
eggs.
Top is coming out.
I know you don't like eggs. You like buttons, but eggs are a great source of experience.
Ooh, a silenced egg. I like it.
Ooh, sand ruby. Interesting.
Do we know who the character is?
I don't believe either of them peep the character. So surprise! I can tell you who it's not.
Cecil?
It's probably not Cecil.
Oh, D Lunar is not the value we were looking for. And Leggy not taking the Sand Ruby either.
Yeah. I'm curious.
There's only a couple characters you would, keep that for. Fusoya and Cecil probably are the only 2 at this point.
Right.
So if it was anyone else,
Well, and here's the thing as well, too. Hey, you know what? Maybe you keep that in your back pocket and, okay, you go around, you do your thing, you level up, etc., so forth. And all of a sudden, hey, it's the end game. You need yourself an anchor. Maybe it's not the character you want, but it's low enough to make it work. And then you just go trade somebody out. So That could
Uh,
possibly be a thing.
Waterfall, by the way, was Mom Bomb, not the boss we
Yep.
were looking for. Dark
Ah,
Imps, that's the wrong
that's
boss with dark in it.
yeah. Not where you want to see those. They are also a great source of experience in the right spot. That's not
Yes.
it.
So we are looking basically at the moon now, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah, I think everything's been turned in the rat tail. Yeah.
So this is one of those situations where we know that Leggy got underground a fair bit sooner than Sabera. This race is by no means over.
No. Oh
There is
no.
still much to be determined here.
If chat's been paying attention, we understand a lot of free bosses are kind of out of the pool, which means guess what? All the fun ones are sitting on the moon. So buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be a good time.
And looks like Leggy is going to either take the bottom up approach or check the Murasame altar first and do kind of a hybrid top down approach. I believe Leggy's peaked value cave early, if I remember right.
Yes, and it was a flavor of Mylon
Yes.
sitting there.
Which we know because of Dwarf Castle is Mylon and Friends, since
Right.
Mylon Z was in Dwarf.
Right.
But could definitely be some freebies up here. King and Queen are on the table still. I think Officer Soldier.
Sold. Cards gone, that's gone. Yeah, I don't think we've seen Officer Soldier yet.
So there's a couple floating out there.
Yeah.
But this is one where, as a runner, Leggy's been in this game long enough and been running a lot of things, and I know they don't run a ton of free enterprise races, but very well versed in things. For a runner of Leggy's ability to be 90 minutes in and only have one objective lit up, you're freaking out at this point.
Well, yes,
like,
and I mean, you have to remember though. I mean, Oscar rolled the seed, so
Fair.
that's like the handicap kind of understated in it. Like, if it's a disaster, well, it's gonna be a disaster for everyone. So okay, all right, I know what I'm getting into. So.
And it looks like Sabera has completed forging as well. So both runners now with objective 2 complete. Leviathan making decent work of those warlocks.
Warlock's wonderful source of experience, by the way.
Yes.
So I hear they're allergic to mute and mute bells. I hear that causes them issues.
Yeah, they will actually punch after an extended period of time, but it's a very extended period of time. But Lunar Subterrane Floor 4 is where Warlocks are.
Yep.
Lunar Subterrane Floor 3 and 6, as well as Cave Bahamut Floors 2 and 3 are where Gold Dragons are.
Right.
So there's, some nice grind options floating out there on the moon.
And you'll definitely see more of those. Obviously, the more races you watch, every runner has a little bit, kind of different gambit on how they want to do their experience, whether it be an egg, a dragon, a warlock, ordeals. It's out there. So doors, as I look at Sabera and being right in the vicinity of a door.
Nice Gungnir Spear for a member of the team not being included, because there are no actual melee characters in this seed, just Sid and Yang. No one who can use those high tier weapons.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Yang, hi.
That's unpleasant.
This is 42,000 HP of.
Yep, that's
hello. Hey, have you ever heard that there's actually a time where Yang's kick actually does damage? Because, hey, look, there it is.
Yeah, this is probably not the spot with this party, with these HP totals, you want to find this.
Paging Cecil. We need you. Please. Show up anytime here.
Yeah, the worst part is there is absolutely no cheese for this without sesame.
No,
This is
at
straight
all.
up. You are going blow for blow with the Karate Man himself. It's
Hmm.
doable. Get the blinks up and get some Zerks going. It's doable, but
Yeah,
it's not going to be pleasant with these parties.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, the nice part, obviously, it's one punch, one kick, is what it comes down to. So yeah, once the blinks are up and running, you're taking 200-300 damage from the kick. You got white mages for that. You're okay, but you thought Plague was bad at 36. This is way worse.
oh yeah. Well, Plague doesn't do much.
Yeah,
Uh,
just sits there and counting it. Probably watches Sesame Street a lot.
Yeah, and a question from chat: would a Moonveil help here? Yes and no. Moonveil would help for any one character to not get punched in the face. Moonveil will not do a darn against the kicks. The kicks are
Hmm.
going to ignore Blink. They're going to ignore the Moonveil. They don't basically get mitigated by anything,
Yep.
or anything you're commonly going to see in Free Enterprise. So Sabera's giving
And
us
there's the
a
reset.
keyless tower check. And
I
we did
like it.
not get a keyless tower check from Leggy, so this is new information for us.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot of new
Um,
info in a
al-
rush here.
Also, I feel like I should probably point out that I did notice both runners. I don't think either of one of them peaked on their way down hook route to see who the boss was. So I think this is a surprise to everybody.
It was a sparkle.
Was it a sparkle?
Yes.
Darn.
I mean, it's still a surprise.
Yeah. Which ones are out of the pool?
Not
Pale
Wyvern.
Dim,
Lunars
Lunars,
are out.
Ogo.
Plague's out.
Oh, we know exactly who this is.
Yep. It's
Uh-oh.
Wyvern.
Uh-oh. Incoming pain in 3, 2, 1. Fire. There it is.
Goodbye.
Hey, the evade.
Nicely done, Rydia.
Woo. That's pretty. Don't
It's
celebrate yet,
about
folks.
to be less pretty.
Uh-oh. So about that count. Also, very valuable lesson about Wyvern, by the way. Guess what happens when you summon on Wyvern?
Counter Mega Nuke.
Are you kidding? Wow. That Rydia. I mean, the great part is, at least the reflected nukes here don't exactly do much.
No, but that still hurts.
Yeah.
But this does give Sabera some information. Probably information like, I doubt my opponent did this because who would want to do this?
Right.
Also, I think I can get through this as long as I manipulate some of my agility and maybe get my characters healed up going into this, etc. So
maybe some Wyvern standard time possibly wouldn't hurt matters.
Wyvern standard time would definitely help. A little battle speed 6 in our lives.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mambo number 5, but it's battle speed number 6. It all works the same. And it gets the job done.
Much like the Macarena, hasn't that song died yet?
I think it died like 10 years ago, maybe 20.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But looks like Leggy's making good progress on this Octomammoth, down to just 2 tentacles now, soon to be a single tentacle, so very, very slow.
Yeah.
And Leggy will be able to get some extra characters up, get some much needed XP for their party, down to that single tentacle on Octomam.
And maybe something useful out of this. Hopefully a nice item. Hopefully not like, I don't know, an apple.
I mean, an apple would be appropriate for this seed.
Okay, can I just point, what is it with this Rydia?
Wow! This Rydia is actually unkillable.
Wow! I'm curious where this is going.
I like the chutzpah of just, let's cast.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you have a Rydia that never gets, blasted by Mega Duke, yeah, sure, summon away.
I mean, Rydia does get incredibly high magic defense as she
Yeah.
levels up. We do
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well. Well.
Unfortunately, she dodged none of the rolls there. And then Rosa, unfortunately, also decided to play chicken with a giant dragon, and that went about as expected.
Mm-hmm.
Leggy threw Octomam and gets a crystal ring, not the value we were looking for. Asuka, where are the key items? What have you done?
Also, hey, it wasn't an apple.
Fair, and it will help
Okay.
with Yang next
I was
door.
gonna say it's more useful than an apple.
It's like, I'm sorry, your key items are in another game.
No, you know it's an Asuka special. You know what it means? So have you ever seen an item chase before? Have you ever seen one lead into another, into another, into another, into another?
Like a twin harp at the gauntlet at the Ogopogo spot?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
also
leading.
guards the pink tail?
Sure.
Because
Sure,
why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's on the table.
All bets are off on this one. So hey, so about that Ogopogo spot, what do we
We're
got
about to find
here?
out. Oh, that's right. All gauntlet is off the table.
Yeah.
But Ruby is on the
Okay.
table. So, have you ever seen Quad 9 glares, Martin?
Yep, sure have. I have been on the business end of those before.
What's one thing you don't want to do that starts with Burr and ends with Zerk in this fight?
Yeah, pretty much any physical attack is going to get you a fire 2 to your party as a counter. The magic power here is asinine.
It's a lot.
Well, that's automatically dead. So there you go.
That's the Quad 9 glare.
I'm sorry, what were you saying about Rydia having great magic defense? Because no.
Oh, no, glare
No.
at this spot does not care. Yeah,
Sorry about that.
If Yang had an ice claw,
That would do some that would almost be kind of worth the berserk on that point.
No.
I mean, you got what do we have here? Well, that's dead. So
the issue is that the fire 2 counters are going to do like 500 to every party member, and they only get up in damage numbers as you have less party members alive.
Yeah, I was looking at like 2 white mages. Like, could you keep up with it?
No.
Like,
No. Ice Claw Power Punch would work, as Plumeria Knight is pointing out, but that's about it. Otherwise, that's too much health to want to get through quickly. So I do not blame Leggy for saying, I will go find something else to play with. Because Yang is not fun, Ruby is not fun. Let's see if there's something better, if there's greener pastures at Wyvern's location.
I feel like you may have just cursed it.
I would never do such a thing.
What's left? I'm thinking, what punch is what is completely underestimated that doesn't punch very hard that is about to at this spot? I don't know.
Antlion? Have we seen Antlion yet?
I don't think we have. Hey,
That'll
look,
work.
Found it. Found it.
Yep, this is gross.
Yeah.
And
I hear
apologize for
Antlion
nothing.
likes the view. Seem to find Antlion up here quite a bit.
Yeah, this is also gross.
Yeah.
So about this moon.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel like, you should speak to the moon. I do know that in like the past couple days you've had a moon that probably is equivalent to this. What are your takes on the moon?
Oh, well, the moon I had that was equivalent to this, I decided to turn everything into human microwaves.
I see.
That makes things a lot less difficult. Unfortunately for this party, the options would be a microwave and 2 holy casters.
Yeah.
With no good way really to grind there.
That's kind of a problem.
And no 10 key items either.
Which means you're having it. So yeah.
So, this is unpleasant. Sabera gets the count kill on play,
Hey!
though. Very nicely done.
And I would not be surprised to see Sabera be like, and how quick can I exit and get out of here?
Or maybe she is going to try to take on Asura, and maybe that's where all the value is. We don't know.
That could be a thing.
Yang was a valued member of the party until he just took 2,300 to the face from Antlion. The one saving grace about this spot, it only has like 25,000 health. The bad part is it punches really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So Sabera going after Asura.
Right.
I like it. That's
Okay.
that's some chutzpah.
Okay.
Moonveil still out there.
I mean, fortunately, for Asura's sake, we do have a way to basically loop Asura. For those that don't know, as long as you keep attacking right after you see life 1, just goes into a life 1 loop. Makes things easy.
Looks like Sabera is opting for the I am going to Zerk up Sid and let him run wild strategy.
I do that. That can work.
Mute Bell, unfortunately, not going to work on Asura.
Yeah. What if Sid has mute arrows on? But a wall will work.
Hey, wall definitely will.
Yeah, walls do just fine. And of course, Ed doing what is Ed doing?
Ed is doing things and stuff.
You think Ed ever feels out of place in the party? Like, hi, I'm here. What am I supposed to be?
He's doing a good job of bopping himself.
Okay. It's like, what?
This is getting a little touch and go for Leggy now. The blinks are starting to drop. Antline's starting to get real punchy and real fast.
Yeah, and those life potions are good. Single digit, very low numbers. Also, bye, Rosa. Bye. Oh, bye, Radio.
So, yeah, this is scary.
Uh-oh. All right, that'll buy you a second. I think all seconds being generous.
Yeah, Antlion has no chill right now.
No. Oh, the snipe!
Nice.
Punch
Nicely done.
mage! Yeah! Woo! That's nice. Please reward it.
Well,
I like it.
It's an objective.
It is. Unfortunately, the items we love to get from that spot, once again, what's a party member? I don't know.
Yeah, you have Crystal Sword, Excalibur, Avenger, none of which can be used. Masamune can't be used. So that leaves White Shirt and Artemis Bow, which I believe our runners have already gotten, as well as Bahamut, which at least Sabera has, which Leggy would take, I'm sure.
I would not be disappointed in that one.
Pinktail, yes, is an objective, but it's arguably like the worst possible thing you could get.
Yeah.
Or this is like the worst possible team you could have for having the Pinktail. And very nicely done, Sabera, getting through that Asura.
Well done. Oh, reward it.
Tower key.
Okay. All right.
Well, skip the Wyvern. Go do the Penguinator special. Do the half tower.
Yep. I like it.
Could also be one of the boss hunts. We never know.
No, I feel like the game's not that rewarding.
Well, we'll get to find out another boss shortly from Leggy.
Oh, Pale Dim spot.
I don't blame Leggy because Ruby and Yang are both super rude. And there is an objective.
That's a boss.
Things are looking up. Dark Elf has been located.
Yay.
To answer a question from chat, yes, we have been stuck on one objective for a little while, and Asuka rolled a seed, so that's why.
Yes. Hashtag Asuka special.
And we love it. We absolutely adore it. So thank you, Asuka. What I would love to see here is the twin harp from this tower key. So both Fame Arch is required and Crystal Sword Altar is required.
I mean, I did say, you know, item chase earlier. I like where this is going. This is a good start.
And looks like, as Leggy has been doing for the majority of the seed so far, more Leviathans coming out. Now doing over 5,000 damage with Leviathan. That is unfortunately just a Bahamut, one of our last free bosses.
Yeah.
In an incredibly free spot.
Yeah, unfortunately, that 5 count, there's no 5 count. Yeah. Sorry. Bahamut was taking a breath there, and 5 was going to come out. Question from chat: how far into a tower can you go before it is a full tower? You have to kill all 4 eyeballs. That qualifies as a full tower. How about that?
With another party, killing eyeballs could have been a good play. With this party, not quite as much. The other awkward part about this is no weak caster.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna touch on that because, you know, reasons.
Can Hourglass, though. That's a good call by Leggy to get that Hourglass out.
Yeah.
Dark Elf does not have the boss bit, though that being said, you still can't cough in it.
Well, the second half of it doesn't have the boss bit. Yes.
The dragon form.
Yeah. Once again, great job coding. Yeah.
Well, just like half of the dolls have the boss bit and the other half don't.
Yeah. I feel like they were probably two different team members that, you know, did that. So Possum. So, you know, obviously we've all run into the inventory boss before, right?
Yes.
Have you ever run into the inventory boss via the magma key and wish you could just toss the thing away?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I honestly wish I could just toss the thing away right now.
Yep.
Yeah. It is a key item. I mean, it gets you closer to 10.
Yeah, but
that's about it. That's literally about. I got nothing.
Sorry. I'm waiting for a silver lining on this one.
Nope. There was nothing. And it takes up an inventory spot too. Like, really, it has to.
I mean, you can go. Oops, that's gone, or whelp, that's gone, or whatever it is to get it out of the inventory.
Yeah. But that takes that fruit.
Crystal Sword. Well, so about that Cecil and the Giant we were talking about an hour and 45 ago.
Yeah, about this game. Yeah, I was waiting for the assert dominance. There it is.
Yep. I think this seed has done enough asserting dominance that our runners need to do some asserting dominance.
Hey, look, it's a Crystal Sword. You meant 6 sirens. No, I meant a crystal. No, it's really 6 sirens.
Yeah, it sells for what, 32.5?
I believe so.
That's 8.
32.5 or 31,750, one of the two. But yeah, It's 6 sirens.
Not bad.
So, Sabera. All right, so we'll Sabera the doggo, maybe.
No, I don't think we're getting a flame dog check.
No.
Again, what do you want with this party? Other than the new party.
I don't know, Possum. Maybe an easy way to level 50. How about that?
Fair.
Yeah.
So, remember when we were talking a while back about D-Machine maybe would have been a viable option in the seed?
Yeah, with Tella. Yeah.
I'm starting to think like this might have been one of those rare occasions where that grind and go might have actually been the right move, as strange as it sounds for this flag set.
Yeah.
Like it's a bizarre place to be, but a good data point.
Mm,
You know,
mhm,
for us that like to look at the numbers.
mhm. Oh, okay. I like this. I like this. Little bit of experience possibly before doing Mylon there.
Definitely don't hate it.
No.
That Mylon's going to be super punchy.
Yeah. And I mean, we've all had fights where we survived by, a couple HP. I mean, a level could make a difference.
Sid over here actually doing damage because the Earth Hammer is fire, and on a crit with enough of it, he can get
Actually
through.
works.
Yes, every so often.
Yeah. Strange things that work. So, uh-oh. Asuka's latest brainchild. Take a look at that one.
I mean, Demist into Calbrena and the Giant with the Twin Harp on Rudy as well.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
That's peachy. That's great.
I mean, the other fun one would be like Calbrena hiding in the CPU spot with Demist at package or something.
Yeah.
Or Demist at CPU with the package with Calbrena as the package boss. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at least the good part is, obviously because they both have Rydia. I don't care where you find the dolls at. They're not standing up to Bahamut or Leviathan at their current levels. It's no, that is a done deal. So just get in there. That might be difficult.
Yeah, I feel like for this entire seed, getting there has been the difficult part.
Yeah, and there's still a pair of individuals still sitting at the bottom of the moon that, they begin to weigh on you when you start running out of options. Like, really, this is what I have to do.
I think the one for me that's particularly obnoxious is the Ruby. I think Yang is much more easily doable because you can just blink up and ultimately get through it with enough HP and brute force.
Right.
It's really hard to brute force Ruby with this particular party. That it's just not built well for it.
No, unless you have Nuke or White, probably Nuke and White, I would say.
And again, this is, the party composition is to no fault of the runners. This is what they've been given.
Yeah. Like, here you go. Here's every character you don't want together. Make it work.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
And looks like Leggy is getting their last siren out of the way with these gold dragons. So we will see where they land for XP. Should be over 1,000 health on Rydia.
Hoping. I will say that that Fire 3 though is going to come in handy.
Yeah, the fire. Well, I mean, Leviathan will be just as good, but Berserk on, I guess, Sig, maybe Yang here.
Yeah.
Leviathan for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be lit counters. The lit counters aren't going to do anything.
No, not at all.
The spot has almost no magic. The big thing here is physical punches.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to say it?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way,
punches.
Don't kill Mylon first.
No. Do not kill.
Don't do that.
Especially here. Oh my goodness.
Please don't do that.
So if y'all have never tried it at home,
don't.
I would recommend it once, but only once. Kill Mylon before the friends.
And then sit back and watch.
And just watch what happens. I won't spoil it for you. But I'll just tell you that if you thought this hook route was fun,
yeah,
the friends are more fun.
Yes.
And yes, that's a mistake you make once. and then you learn.
See, it's amazing how it's like, oh wow, that's painful. I'm not going to do that again. I feel like a lot of the things in this game are, wow, that's painful. I should never do this again.
Yep, that's how I learned
Yeah.
to be decent at this game. Was I've made all the mistakes that you can think of. I've made, and it's the best way to learn.
Yeah. And to nobody's surprise, there were no characters in Zot. I know. Sorry.
I mean, Palom was there, and Palom would be great.
Yeah.
But with Bahamut, you have
Yeah.
the answer at Black Mage, if you will.
Yeah.
Now, I am curious to see if we get a Bahamut cast to come out here. I'm hoping it does kill.
Well, I believe that was. Did we just see 600 damage come out? So it's only got to do 44?
Yeah, which it definitely
44,
should.
5K? Yeah, it should be fine. Or we're going to test that theory about Quack here and see what it fires for.
I don't want to find out. For Sabera's sake, I don't want to find
data,
out.
Possum. I mean, I feel like we should know.
For data. Looks like Leggy is through Mylon and Friends.
Yep.
So about the time that Pale Dim eats this Bahamut, and
oh yeah, that's a done deal.
That's enough.
Yeah.
We'll find out, and we have a pan.
Ooh.
That is something worth chasing.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is 2 key item checks, which will probably end up being like, I don't know, a Hanzo and a spoon.
Well, Twin Harp, Package, Baron, and Spoon
Yeah.
are the 4 things we don't know about.
Yeah.
The awkward thing about that is, even if it's the package, you have to keep it.
Oh, absolutely. Matter of fact, I'd even go so far as to say you go check it.
That's fair.
Because if it's a Cecil, yeah.
Your Yang problem is solved if it's a Cecil.
Yeah. Yeah, anything that involves a character at this point, you throw away your entire inventory and just go. Go see who it is.
Yeah, I think to no one's surprise that Leggy is going to dive straight underground to check this pan. Or it might turn into the Pinktail first, actually. Because I think their hoverboat is still over there.
Oops.
No, doing pan first. But this is where things become interesting. We have Sabera making their way up to the moon. We have Leggy making a return trip. Depending on routing, Leggy, yes, they have found the Pinktail behind that very rude antlion, but this pan is no guarantee to give the Twin Harp.
No,
So
I mean, the business could still be behind those 2 downstairs.
Yeah, it could be behind Ruby. It could be behind Yang. It could be behind, as Asuka so kindly pointed out in chat, a D-Mist in the Giant.
I am amazed with how many bosses good old D.Mist has not made an appearance. Hey, I found the apple. It's right there.
Yeah. So on the list of things you don't want from a save scummed pan off the moon, that is right up near the top.
I was gonna say that qualifies. I believe a longsword might qualify too.
Yeah, longsword. At this point, like a Gaia drum or a Zeus.
I know, a Boreas. Why not? Sure. Yes, chat points out it's not even a gold apple. Nah, you get silver and you'd be fine with it.
Sabera has found the Dark Elf.
Hey! Top-down pan-off. What if D.Mist and Calbrain are both on the Giant?
Could be.
No, nobody's going to trust Asuka. Everyone's going to be, like, running away. Hey, by the way, did you know there's a race tomorrow that Asuka is going to be rolling a seed for, too? I have seen the schedule.
Oh, well, I've seen a schedule as well, and that schedule is it's package time.
That too. Yeah.
Because I want to know who that character is. I would assume Leggy does also.
Yes.
And I think the boss as well. I think this is one of those times where you you pretty hard check the package here.
Oh yeah, no, you go straight. Yeah, no, just
Maybe turn
right
in the
there
pink card as
immediately.
well.
Yeah, I'd go. So I would be even so bold as to say, yes, you may enter Rydia's hometown from the left to check the package. I will go that far.
And looks like Sabera is making progress through the Dark Elf fight, getting close to the second form. Whisper on all the right people.
Uh, you
Wow.
know. I mean, okay, fine. You have 2 white mages. Now they both got them. Sure, but
Yeah.
really.
I mean, it's another white shirt. It's something the party can use, as chat is pointing out correctly. There's a lot of stuff the party can't use.
Possum.
Martin.
If there's a porum at this package, I'm not gonna have words for this.
I'm gonna laugh.
That's not a porum.
No, that's what I would consider a definitely superior
Yes.
mage for this party.
Yes.
That is, if there was ever a time to use the phrase "sight for sore eyes," that's it right there.
I'll allow it.
Okay, Asuka, you did a nice thing in 2 hours.
Yeah.
You did a nice thing.
By the way, if this boss is dolls, really, it could be.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
But yeah, you sit through this the entire way.
Oh yeah.
With absolutely no doubt in your mind. You wanted to see Fusoya or Cecil here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, do a celebration lap, do a little dance around the desert, and then go into Kaipo. Hey, we're okay with it.
Yep. I'm honored to have been able to commentate this one with you, Martin.
This has been a treat. Let's go with that word.
But I would say again, as this has been a treat and it has been a little while, make sure to give our runners a follow. They are putting in a lot of hard work for your enjoyment at their own expense tonight.
Yes.
So the least that you can do is to give Leggy and give Sabera a follow.
What about what? Hold on. What's the most they could do then? Because I feel like with a seed like this, we got to do better than least. Okay.
Well,
that is not. Wow. Whoa. What?
Not taking food. Wow.
There's a plan here. I don't know what the plan is, but there's a plan here. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's dangling the carrot in front of both the broadcasters and the viewers, and then just yanking it away right there.
I'm writing down. This is a question I have to ask.
Huh. All right. So about that giant.
I want to know. Yeah, about that giant. It's time.
Yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, while we said follow the runners and everything, you should follow the restreamer and the button presser and the button consumer. You should follow all them too, because I mean, let's face it. Do you really think Asuka rolls just these seeds for like our viewing enjoyment? She probably does it to herself too. So if you watch more of this catastrophe, make sure you follow her as well. Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, see, admittance in the chat. There you go.
Yeah, Asuka definitely does. Can confirm. Have watched.
Yes. So just ignore that part where dreadful at free. No. I hear she has a great teacher. She does
What?
just fine.
We know that this is the answer. Can Sabera get through this antlion? And hey, look at
Look
that.
who it is! It's 65,000 HP of dolls, which is a lie.
Leggy has an hourglass still.
Would be
Or access
handy.
to Toad, which I know that she does have Toad.
Because guess what? I don't think Leviathan's going to power through the back ones.
Can confirm, no. The back ones have
Yes.
more than 10,000 health, so
yeah,
no.
that does not fly, so.
So
And
looks
also,
like
show of hands, how many of us have been like, oh yeah, we're fine, and then there's a doll left, and we all know what comes right afterwards.
well, we just saw Leviathan cast, so I think we may be
Then the
finding
other
out
one
sooner
shows
than
up,
later.
and then it's.
This is
there.
where Toad strats. So
Yeah.
for those who don't know, the single best way to handle this fight in a spot like this is to have Rydia in this case, or any black mage, cast Toad. It will impact the back 3 dolls, then you kill the front 3 dolls. The script will say, hey, we're turning into the big doll. But because they're toaded, it won't actually happen.
Yes.
Whereas now, because they're not toaded,
You have
we're about to get big doll.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have about one turn, and it's not gonna happen.
So yeah. Hi, big doll.
Eek. I'm waiting. Eek. There it is.
And that's a lot of HP on big doll.
Yeah.
So this is most likely going to loop back. The other scary thing here is if Rydia gets charmed, Rydia will do some really bad things to the party.
Now, not as many hands will go up for this one. Have you ever seen a big doll charm like, I don't know, a Foo or a Tella that you just happen to feed a Soma drop to, and then you know what's coming? It's not pleasant. It hurts a lot.
To glance whiff, thankfully. The magic at this spot is absolutely dreadful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a plus. But that's about the only plus I have for this. And yes, Calbrena as well as Magus Sisters, anything that can drop charm on you can have your black mages do rude things like, I don't know, Quake, Meteo, Leviathan to your own party.
Yeah, it's
So
great.
yeah, it's not the optimum experience.
I hear the experience becomes way lessened, by the way, if you forget to save as well. I hear that makes it way worse.
That doesn't help.
Sorry. Hey, so on Sabera's side.
Yeah, took a crack at Antlion. Antlion decided to take a crack back, and and there was no pigtail to be had, unfortunately. But moving on to yet another punchy and rude boss on the moon, trying out this Octomammoth.
Yeah. Very punchy octopus.
Yes.
Highly underestimated spot, I would say. The plague spot. Because you think, okay, plague, countdown, whatever. Another one of those sneaky, like, no, that'll creep up on you, and if you're not careful, ow.
Yeah. And to answer a question from chat about the health here, yeah, it's over 50,000 for the big doll. It's 12,000 for the back dolls and 3,600 for the front dolls. So the way the HP splits, it takes full advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And it is highly unpleasant.
Well, the good news that Leviathan only hit one doll, so thankfully for that.
Also the bad news.
Yeah, it's also the bad news. There's 6 of them again, yes.
The funny part about this, though, is each one of these dolls gives 4,881 experience, or I guess in this case, double.
Yes.
So each one of these dolls gives about 10K. So that's about what's that? 30,000 extra experience so far. But no, this is not how you want to get through this.
No. No.
But this is the scary part about Vanilla Giant as well, is that once you enter the Giant, unless you reset to a save beforehand, you're stuck in here. So Leggy has to figure out how they want to best proceed to get through this situation that they find themselves in, because this is an unpleasant one, and you normally don't find, small dolls with 12,000 health.
Is this where we should be teaching people, hey, multiple save files are a wonderful thing?
Yes. Now, in
Yes,
Leggy's
yeah.
case, they do have multiple save files
Yes.
set up, which is good.
Yeah. So for anybody thinking, hey, I just need one save file, about that. All right, so now whatever you do, don't hit that front doll. The front doll does not exist.
Cast Blink on the front doll.
Yeah, just to be on the safe side, I'm okay with this.
Sabera is through Octomam,
Hey,
so that's a good sign.
Yay.
Making progress.
yay, and crystal bracelet.
Yeah.
And now, uh-oh.
Yep, that's not the one.
Uh-oh.
Yep, this is doll loop,
I'm concerned.
and this might be doll loop. Yep, population Leggy Starscream, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is one of those where, with the the toad strats we've been talking about, if you don't know them, you just don't know them.
Right.
And that's one of the crazy things about this randomizer is there's so many things to learn. And to answer a question from chat, does it full heal?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. So this is 56,000 health again.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, say reset, take another run at it. Yeah.
It's not a pleasant fight.
I mean, Leviathan's a great way to do it. It is. You're not getting a second one off.
Right.
So you have to do 5,000-6,000 to the back ones before you fire that Leviathan if you don't know about Toad. You have to. There's no way around it. Or you drop I believe an Hourglass 2 will stop the 3 back ones.
Yes, Hourglass 1,
Long
2,
enough.
or 3. Toad will.
Then you'll have enough time for 2 of them. But
yeah. And yeah, not berserking, likely a good choice here as well.
Yeah. When the targeting is on, it's on. When it's off, well, you saw what was off.
Yeah. Looks like Sabera is well set up right now for this yawn. The anchoring on Eddie paying off here.
Yeah. And here comes the Dagron.
But this is, cross our fingers, looking good for Sabera right now to give us a new piece of information.
Yeah.
We technically know where Go Mode is, at least part of it, with the Calbrena dolls. Not
doesn't mean there's not another way to do it via the harp.
Now we do know that Sabera will have to get through that antlion, even if this does give the harp.
Yeah.
So Rydia's done everything she can to contribute. Now it's just on the Zerkers.
Yep. Keep Blinks and Cures running, and let Sid do his thing. I mean, hey, War of Attrition, it works.
In this seed, it's probably the right strategy.
Yeah.
At this point, for either runner, at about the 90-minute mark, you start to get nervous. Once you hit the 2-hour mark on a seed like this, or 2:15 now,
Mm-hmm.
it's no longer a sense of nervousness. It's a sense of, okay, obviously we're both having some issues with this. The seed has not been very nice. So what can we do to try to just make the best of a bad situation?
Right.
And in Sabera's case, this is making great use of a bad situation, where they're taking it slow and steady,
and beating Yang.
And let's see what they get. 100,000
Nice.
experience is very nice as well.
Yeah.
And Karate gives us
Baron Key and okay. All right.
Shiny sword.
We'll just ignore the second one, but that Baron Key, that's character plus 2 items. Maybe I decide to go poof and go check this.
Yeah, Sabera may also now, having done that strategy, may be confident enough and may have the HP enough to try to take on Antlion as well again.
Possibly.
Looks like we're going to get another check at this Ruby.
Question from chat: where's the pigtail? Pigtail is at Antlion PK. So yeah. Hey, the dolls are down! Woo!
Well done, Leggy.
Yay!
Getting through the dolls, second time's a charm.
Hey, a lit objective and a crystal.
Here's the awkward thing, though. We're done with the giant. Let's just leave. We're good. We got this. Try again.
Not yet. Hold on. There's one more. Could the game be rewarding? King Queen Evelyn maybe at the last spot.
How about Demas?
Throw him a bone.
No.
Oh.
Asuka said Demas.
I tried. I tried to be nice. You suffered 2 doll changes. I mean, Water Hag has been found. Yes.
I mean, at this point, this could be Zeromus.
That is possible. Hey, there it is.
Oh.
Woo!
Asuka did a nice thing. That's 2 nice things Asuka did.
I was going to say, you don't even do an input here. You sit down on the controller and you're just like, oh, the end is in sight. Ugh.
Yeah, how relieved were you as a runner to see King Queen Evelyn? That question will be coming. Palpable relief. And of course, how was that moon other than terrible?
Right.
Oh, Lord. This seed, well played,
Words.
well done. Everybody involved. And if this is Cecil, that's hilarious.
Oh, and not to discount it, yeah, here's a free 300,000 for your troubles.
Oh,
yeah.
Of
Ain't
course,
that
Rydia's
nice?
Rydia's still not at Nuke.
So, Leggy does have a bit of information, though. Foo's in the package.
Yes.
Do you go take Foo for Z?
And go reflect strats?
I would.
I mean, do you take Tella as an anchor? I don't know if a curse ring has been found.
Yeah, that's valid.
Looks like Sabera decided to go play with greener pastures as well, opting out of both Antlion and Ruby. Unfortunately, we know that Antlion is required. We don't know about Ruby.
Looks like we're gonna go take a look at the Baron Key.
Yeah, I don't blame that. Or checking
Cave of Value. There we go.
Knowing it's Mylon and friends at this point, or maybe Sabera does not know at this point. I do not recall if they, or rather if she checked.
I don't believe so.
But this will be a fairly free fight,
Hmm.
and it'll get her the pan as well.
Right. So looks like Starscream is doing some shopping, possibly maybe looking to find like Starveils for sale, maybe. Or not Starveils, I'm sorry. Well, could be Starveils or Silk Webs. That's where I was going with
Or maybe even a Cecil in a shop.
that.
Why
You
not,
can
right?
have my entire inventory and Sid,
Less
and I
one
and
critical
and
point.
I get Cecil.
Yes.
Yes.
I know it doesn't work that way. There's no bartering for characters.
But what if there was?
It would be an interesting dynamic.
Wouldn't it? Unfortunately, I feel like Cecil would be like A tier, so you'd have to cough up like 3 characters, your next born, and your next 3 like seeds inventories to get Cecil.
I mean, to get through this one,
I'd take it. To feedback and ideas. As anybody will tell you, Dia, no, my ideas should never come to fruition, ever.
yeah, that's how the menagerie was born.
That was the thing.
But Martin,
Hi.
I think that we
Hey,
kind
it's
of
a door.
alluded to this.
It's a door.
It is a door, but I think
Yeah.
we alluded to this somewhere in the Giant.
Oh, okay. What do we
That
allude to?
there was a boss that I was hoping was going to show up where King Queen Evelyn were.
Oh, you
But
called it
it's a
Z. Yeah, you called it Z.
yeah, it's a boss that can't be randomized because it's too big and too bad. But
I just don't think they've tried hard enough.
oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I think there's a question that well, I mean, I have a question for it, but I think you have a good question about it too.
Yeah, since the number has grown, thanks to a certain amazing Scarlet Kitty, we are now up to 525 different variants of Z. So, who is butt? What is kick? When is butt? Is that no, I don't. I feel like that's wrong, but there's a butt involved. Okay, this is the important thing. Unfortunately, it does take using a crystal to see said butt. So sometimes a little shy. It takes a second.
This is going to be a fun one too,
Yeah.
because agility is not ideal here because that turn order tells me that things are a little out of whack.
Mhm.
That's a fantastic sprite, though.
That is a profound pose. Let's go with that.
And meanwhile, Sabera has received their pan for
Yay.
beating Mylon and friends.
And now I would say Baron Key plus Pan. Yeah, you go back to Earth and you take a look.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Slow cast coming out. Yang ate the counter nuke. Couldn't have gone to a better target.
What a rough seed, Possum. This one will test you.
It builds character, as you like to say, Martin.
I swear I've heard those words before. I don't know where.
I'm pretty sure those are words that you like to repeat.
Oh, are they now? I don't know if one individual can contain such character from the seed, but we're gonna try.
All the character was built from this seed.
Yeah,
Right.
comment from chat. I don't need this kind of character building. You know, I feel like our parents, when we were growing up as small children, always said we needed more character. I don't think this is what they had in mind. I think actually mine used to tell me video games will make me blind. I didn't listen to her then either. So, yeah, there you go.
And Sabera getting her apple. That's
Yeah.
that's always a fun time.
I need to correct someone in chat right now. A certain Scalacadia says it is only day 1. That's a lie. We have crossed the 24-hour threshold. It's now day 2.
Oh, that's bold, Martin.
We are in
bold.
hour 26 of 800 and some very large number of racing.
Mr. Broadcloak, remember, Asuka can still mute you.
That is true. And no, I wasn't kidding on the number either. It's literally 800 plus hours of this. Minus the days off. For some reason, they gave us Mondays off. I mean, it's Monday, so hooray.
They're all days that end in Y.
Yeah, but Mondays hold a very special place in most of our hearts. So
Oh.
very, very nice of them to give us Mondays off.
I think Wednesday is my new Monday.
Oh, well, hey. Hey, speaking of which, it's actually Wednesday for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Looks like Leggy is making good progress through Hessimus here.
Yeah, very much so.
Keeping the party healed up, doing some hybrid strats reflecting level 3 spells with Iridia, who unfortunately did not learn Nuke. Has Cure 4 on Porum at least, which means we know that Porum is at level 48. Has White, I believe, on Rosa. So doing some hybrid strats, getting about 3,800 to 4,000 damage in per round. Unfortunately, Sid just took also about 5,000 damage because Rydia was unhappy with him.
Must have been something he said earlier in the seed. I don't know. So on Sabera's side, though, we are going to see the Baron check, though. I'm curious to the character. Namely, if it's Cecil.
Yeah, we still have we have what? We got a dupe Tella that we know about. We have a dupe Porum? I can't remember who the other dupes were.
Oh boy. Now, wait, you're asking me to think and remember. That's what we have chat for. Chat, help us out. What have we seen?
I was trying to think of who our last character or characters are. Because we haven't seen Edge, we haven't seen Cecil.
We haven't seen Kane.
We haven't seen Kane. Have we seen Edward?
Yeah. He's on the ground, dead.
Oh, yes, of course
He's
we've
right
seen
there.
Edward. So we missed 3. We've seen Food. So Edge, Kane, and Cecil.
Uh-oh.
Now
Somebody
I'm in trouble.
Oh, man. So that write-up that we were both getting,
yeah.
I think yours just went straight to a final.
It happens.
You know.
It won't be the first time this month.
Who's on the throne? Oh. Hey, look who it is.
I mean, the Magus Sisters could have been at 65k. That would have also been fun.
Oh, that would have been a peach.
Yeah, that's like a 25,000, 50,000, 25,000 split there, too.
Yeah, right. Comment from Chad, and yet they keep letting us back on the microphones. I mean, what, you think we're the only ones that make poor life choices here? Come on.
Somehow, these Rydias just refusing to die. That was an unnerfed Big Bang that Rydia just took like 1,150 from.
And who says equipment isn't important?
I don't know what she's got for equipment, but it's obviously good enough.
I'll say it's working very well.
But if my math is correct, we're about 2/3 through this fight for Leggy. At this point, the big concern becomes MP. Making sure that the white mages especially, because we don't want to run out. Another Gong. Hello. Not who we were looking for.
Game. Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Possum.
Yes, Martin.
I'm really curious now who's in the bed in Kaipo.
I am as well.
Because it's one of the 3 left, and I really need to know who it is.
It is. It's one of the 3.
It is. I really want to know.
Yeah, it's either Cecil, Kane, or Edge, and any of the 3 would have been amazing for the team.
Yeah. Until you find out that the Sand Ruby is sitting probably behind Ruby or something. No, I don't know.
The Sand Ruby's in Luca Cave.
Oh, that's right. It is. Yeah, we reset out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, we could have had a character.
Just one. Avenger from Baron proper.
Yeah.
Which is the perfect reward given how the seed has gone so far.
Right. Yeah, I was no Sabera, there's a button. All I have to do is push the button. Oh, wait a minute. Guess I should do that. Buttons are hard. Hey, Possum. I know who this is.
I would hope you do.
It's not Ruby.
I'm glad you have learned your lesson on sprites, Martin.
Yay!
Because it is important to be able to tell the difference between
it is. Elements. They look very identical. But there are subtle ways to tell the difference if you're paying attention.
Funny story.
See, it was Ruby all along. See, joke's on all of you.
Everything is weak to dragons, but the magic damage here is super rough, and the fire freeze might get really mean here in a hurry.
Yeah. Hey, we have rocks. And the ladies faded it like a champ right there. I just wave at your rocks as they go by.
Glass helmets.
So about this seed and those last 3 characters.
So does this mean Twin Harp is behind Ruby?
I feel like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
And Spoon's behind Twin Harp?
I feel like that makes sense.
Or wait, no, D-Mist is still out there.
Oh God. Wait, where? Is D-Mist at Harp?
I think D-Mist has to be Harp.
Oh no.
That's fun.
Why? Really, why? Now I want to know what D-Mist holds. Watch the D-Mist have the spoon.
There it is.
Hey!
All the GGs to Leggy Starscream.
Ah, what a seed. Congratulations to Starscream.
Let's
with
see.
39 MP to spare.
Let's see if we can get Leggy in for a an interview.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, well,
I feel like there may be other words involved in this one.
well, yeah, probably. But let's see if Leggy wants to have a chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe voice some opinions. And that
Yeah.
sound means we are joined by Leggy Starscream. GG Leggy Starscream.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the interview in a nutshell right there. That's all of it.
I'm going to call that one a hard-fought battle to put a slightly better spin on it.
So, yeah, that's how's your feelings towards Oscar right now?
I mean, like, hey,
Yep, thank you. Your words have been said. Yeah, we appreciate. Thank you.
I earned this victory, is what I'm going to say. So thank you, Oscar, for the challenge. I was kind of worried about my preparation coming into this tournament in general, but like getting through this seed makes me feel like I'm doing okay.
That was hard fought. I don't have any other words than that. I know Possum's got questions. I'll probably come up with one. Possum, take it away.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, again, GG Leggy, that was an absolute slog, and you played wonderfully to get through it. I did want to ask a couple quick questions of you. Why not Foo, first of all, when you had gone through the majority of the package? I'm just curious, why not add him to the team? Is it just a personal preference thing, or was there, a bigger reason behind it?
So at that point, I felt fairly confident with my team. I kind of knew what I was doing, and just like you can see on screen, Sabera resetting out of Foo as well. I was 100% in. I want to find I want to find my boss's mode.
Gotcha.
Now, Foo might, like, DKC at, Kaipo, it is not going to be anything super challenging to my party at that point. But, like, I don't know. I just felt comfy with the party I had.
Okay. It absolutely makes sense. As far as a sense of relief when you saw King Queen Eblin after that marathon that you ran with the dolls, how relieved were you to see that free boss there?
It was a combination between relieved and just kicking myself in the tuchus for not going with the D-Machine grind much earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, Vanilla Giant poses an interesting question because, if I had gone up there and seen the dolls and done my grind and gotten through the dolls and then got stonewalled by some ridiculously tough boss after investing 20 minutes to grind up and get through the dolls, that would prove troublesome. Luckily, by the time I went into the Giant, I knew Wyvern was at the top of tower. Because I had fought all the other Lunar Sparkles.
Right. So speaking of that Lunar Sparkle, which you knew from having peeked it on the hook route, how did you find that hook route?
Honestly, after a quick Gold Dragon, that wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm. And we did like that Gold Dragon play, and we did also talk about the viability of D-Machine in this very seed, where normally it doesn't come up in these flags, but with that party, or lack thereof, it was a very viable solution. So we were kind of right there with you in that thought process of, is this a D-Machine type seed or not? And my final question for you is just overall, what did you think of that moon?
Well, there were some spots that I felt like were, as with everything in the seed, hard won. And there were some spots where I just went, no. Just no. And luckily, as we can see on the spoiler log, I didn't get super punished by them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, for me, those were kind of the questions that I had. It was awesome to watch you race this seed, mainly because that means I didn't have to. Um, I don't know if Martin feels the same way or not, but I just want to say congratulations on getting to 1-0. Better to be 1-0 than 0-1. And this was definitely one heck of a hard-fought victory. So I'll turn it back over to Martin if he has any other questions for you.
You covered a good chunk. I would like to freely admit that everybody else was rooting for D.Mist at CPU. I was the only one that said King and Queen Evelyn. So you're welcome.
Yeah,
But-
I
Yeah.
don't think we've seen D-Mist at all this seed.
No. Our guesstimate is that it's currently sitting at the harp. So it's about the only thing left.
It's either Harp or one of the two thrones in Baron, because I think I checked literally every other boss.
Mm.
And we can confirm that Baron,
Not
because of what
in Baron.
Sabera has covered, does not have
Yes.
D-Mist.
Yes.
Well then.
Ah,
Well,
yeah.
I suppose D-Mist could be on vacation this seed.
That's possible. Could use a vacation, but
Though
yeah,
I'm not sure how that interacts with there not being a free key item. So who really knows?
No, it'll be there. But still, I mean, this seed. I mean, what do you? You're 1-0. What do you take away from this seed for next week's whoever you may face? What is there anything you take away from this?
Yeah, I played really well this seed, and whatever I get dealt next can't be anywhere as difficult as this one.
Why would you say that? You know, Asuka is like literally within strike. You do understand this, right?
Well, I guess the real answer is, at that point, it's the question of who's rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that, who pulls the lever actually has any effect on the actual slot machine, but,
Yeah.
Superstitions abound.
Exactly. So yeah, but no, seriously, GG. That was great to commentate, great to watch. I'm glad we were on this side of the window, but very, very well done. So
Yeah.
thank
you. I'm going to go get sleep.
Well deserved.
I'll say you deserve it after that one. So GG's once again. Oh, wow.
And folks, that was Leggy Starscream, our winner this evening, and I feel like I also may have heard Zoe in the background talking about frogs, if I'm not mistaken.
I may have heard. I think I did. So hey, we get music.
We're about to get double music.
Oh boy!
And good tune too.
Yeah. Hey, Possum.
Yeah.
We're actually going to have to be quiet for a second here.
Debatable.
Well, I mean, if I hand you a trash can.
That's fair. I'll go rummage.
Okay. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, two things. One, 242 songs. Now, there are many new ones. We may have experienced some of them. But, yeah, I hear Calamity has been putting in work. A lot of it. May not be available. I heard an ugly rumor, something about a Poison Walk tune. And having a random audit of the music, and we don't know where Calamity is right now. We'll figure that out later. But in the meantime, enjoy the music. That was nice. Awesome.
Martin.
Okay, I was gonna say, how was your trash can?
That was great.
Okay.
I actually found this seed in there.
Hey, did you? Did it have Oscar's name on it?
It did not.
Okay, that's good. So hey, objective number 1 lit. We are 1 away.
Yes.
We know where they are.
Soon TM.
I was gonna say we know where they are. Yeah, of course you. Oh, really? Really?
Gotta do that demons check.
You just found it. I want to know what's there. It's the spoon. It has to be the spoon. Of course, look. I want to look. We'll skip the fact that check d.mes to get the spoon, right? The question is, do you revive Ed?
No.
Spoilers. The answer is no. I know. So look, I had to give Oscar hope. Okay.
That's false hope. That's a
it's
terrible thing to do to somebody.
Spoon word.
There's enough glass cannonry on this team as it is. Another one is not needed.
Okay, I tried. Effort was made. So
that is a fair point, Neon Gray, that a leveled Eddie can survive a Nerf Big Bang.
Yeah.
It takes about 50 some odd of those levels, but it can happen.
And spoilers, have you ever seen a powered up Ed with a berserk spoon? That is terrifying to watch.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I've also seen reflect strats.
Column A, column B, hey. So,
now, this is not your average everyday reflect team, though, because this is 2 white mages and a black mage.
Yes.
And all the gear that's been found in this entire seed has been for a bunch of fighters who don't exist.
Yeah, right.
Although, if I remember right, the Forge did have both life staves and Stardust rods.
Yes.
So that's the stat sticks your mages want.
Mm-hmm. Comment from chat. It's terrifying until stiff wind blows him over.
These things happen.
Look. If he can survive a Nerf Big Bang, he's gotten enough turns to do his job. After that, fine. Turn him into a smear on the ground. But till then, he needs to be putting out 4 to 5K a turn, okay?
And a question from chat, who's at Sand Ruby? We still don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know.
I'd say flip a coin, but that eliminates one of the... Let's just say Kane doesn't exist. Flip a coin for the other 2. There you go. Problem solved. It's Cecil or Edge. Pick one. So, Sabera doing levels.
Yes.
Leads me to believe Sabera's going into the Giant.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, considering all the bosses that we've seen and everything, that has to be in her head. It's literally the last thing left. Like, it's here, so I have to go do it.
Yeah, she has seen every single boss on the moon, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
She has seen the package boss. She has seen everything on Earth. So she knows that Calbrena has to be in the giant.
Yep.
Now the issue becomes the same thing that Leggy had to deal with is does Sabera know how to deal with 65,000 health worth of dolls?
Right. Now, there is one minor difference to this one, though. A certain angry Dagron is currently sitting in Sabera's repertoire, so...
Well, yes and no. Unfortunately, an angry dragon only does just over half of what the back 3 dolls have.
Right. So it'll be less damage, at least, that Sabera will have to do to the back ones. I mean, will we see the big doll making a reappearance? Possibly. Sabera knows exactly how that fight's going to play out. That's why we play the game, folks.
Oh, we're going moon instead.
Oh.
So it might be hunting down the pigtail.
Oh, you know what? This goes back to that whole principle thing. Maybe Antlion is about to have,
Well, either Antlion, Ruby, or... That's it, right? Sabera got through the other 4.
Mm-hmm. So I think Antlion is going to get around 2 here.
Yeah, this has been quite the adventure, though. An unfavorable moon, hard required darkness crystal in some way, where either you're dealing with Antlion at the Crystal Sword Altar, or you're dealing with Calbrena at 65k in the Giant. So darkness required. You can do everything you want on Earth, and you're not going to get to go mode doing it. So another one of those seeds where you have to venture forth from the comfort zone at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, heck, Ruby in that spot. It's an unpleasant one for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple cute little tricks and things he can do in that spot. There's ways around it, but not with what we're missing. Kind of one key item to make that work.
Crystal Sword Cecil?
Well, I was gonna say a cursed ring, but that So obviously you go tier 7, I go tier 4, so
yours is in a shop, mine is somewhere in a seed. Every seed has one.
Yeah, right. Let that be a lesson, everyone. Shopping is important. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Possum.
Oh, Martin, you're silly. I go shopping in the underground. Sometimes. But we are getting the revenge on Antlion tour here, it looks like.
Antlion has it coming. Should have stayed home. I don't know how it hitched a ride up here, but yeah. And Ed in his normal resting position. Wow, that took a long time.
That was a casual 2100.
I was going to say, did anybody put a timer on that, on how long Ed has been alive in this seed? The answer, not very long.
I will say that might be a world record for biggest dumpster to the face. Edward is now in the Guinness Book.
Yeah.
Just giving Asuka more reasons to do this.
I know. I don't think I've ever felt like judgment happening from chat into the booth, but I think I'm feeling it right now. I'm worried.
Yeah, I think thankfully Antlion's Day of Judgment is coming soon. And this will be over sooner than later for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, a valid point to all of this, obviously, as yes, we're approaching the 3-hour mark. All the credit in the world to Sabera for finishing this.
Yeah, team never forfeit.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could have easily walked away from this one and been like, no, but I feel like there's always something to learn from these. So yeah, this may be abject pain, but taking away something from this and finishing it, it's a good thing, and it speaks a lot to Sabera to finish this. So
Yes, builds character as
I think we're past the building character phase now.
And proves a point.
Yeah.
And this is a good thing, not just for free enterprise purposes, of course, but to take to other avenues in life that don't never give up, never surrender type thing, right?
Yeah.
Get
There
through
you go.
this. You can do it. You got this. It's going to be a slog, but it'll make you better in the future.
Yep.
There's a lot of lessons to be learned from this seed for anyone who runs it.
Don't let
not
us
just for
roll your
Leggy and
seeds.
Sabera.
Don't let us in the booth. I mean, I could go on here. Yeah. So, there's a few I can think of.
But looks like Sabera, I believe, doing a little bit of shopping, maybe going to pick up some more sirens to get to comfortable levels.
Turn in the pink tail.
Also, turning the pink tail in is probably pretty helpful.
I hear that's useful.
Yeah.
Show of hands, who's been to Z and then like, wait, where's my crystal? Oh.
Can confirm. It's
Yep.
a bad feeling.
Hey, cool. I went into the forge. Fantastic. Did I talk to the guy and get the X-Cal? Uh-oh. Oops.
Hey, a white shirt.
Definitely has the levels. Definitely has the HP for this. This should be fairly straightforward.
Yes and no, because Edward is still going to be at probably 11 or 12 agility, so this is not going to be RA1.
You don't think so?
I don't believe so. I think we're still looking at RA2 on this.
Okay.
So these are going to be most likely reflect strats, could be hybrid, but this could be a little sketchy the first time through.
All right.
Just because of the agility situation.
All right. I will say having that high HP Sid makes a great wall.
He certainly does.
Yeah.
But we get to ask that question again.
I believe it's your turn this time.
Yeah, I was gonna say we already know whose butt it is, but
people may have shown up like in the last 30 minutes. Maybe
true.
they don't.
I do have my way I like to ask the question, and that is
I'm all ears.
Whose Tookus are we gonna torch tonight? Because I like alliteration.
I'll leave that one alone. Is there anything more dangerous in the world than an educated possum? I don't know.
Well, thankfully, you never have to find out.
This is true. Hey, Possum.
Hey, Martin.
Ed has been alive longer in this fight than he has the entire seed.
Oh. And there's not even an antlion to do anything about it.
Ed, you're on a timer. That counter nuke's coming for you. Just give it a second. Because, I mean, where else is it going to go? I feel like the seed has determined this. That might have been the fastest vibrate I've ever seen.
Yep.
That is okay.
I was worried about the agility situation.
Uh-oh.
Yep. First
That's
question is, what battle speed are we on? Because this feels like 1.
That absolutely feels like 1.
Also, direct casting white for those at home will counter with weak, and Sid is not the character you want to have weak.
Nope.
So yeah, that's not great. This is kind of what I was worried about when I speculated the first time through might be rough.
Yeah.
Let's get some battle speed turned down here. I think that would be the best thing.
Yeah.
Because that was super fast. There we go.
Yeah, much better. Much better.
That feels a lot better. Reflect strats or just Zeromus in general on battle speed 1 can be really difficult. If you don't have silk webs, if you don't have Zerkers, you generally always want to be on battle speed 3. Otherwise, you just give Zeromus way too many turns while you're not getting any of your own. The single easiest way to get through difficult things in this game is to turn down your battle speed.
Yeah.
And also then, of course, remember to turn it back up afterwards, unlike yours truly.
Look, we should have just started with the turn down battle speed. They can learn lesson 2 after that, okay?
Fair.
Yeah. I hear even some individuals have commands in their channels, something about turning up battle speed. I don't know who that would be.
Not me. I'm too stubborn.
Yeah. Oh god, I could see chat devolving. Could you imagine if there was like a channel point redemption for turn up your battle speed? I feel like you could fill an entire chat with that.
And then
easily
force someone to do battle speed 1 reflect strats. That's me.
Yeah, you're right.
That's not very nice.
Now, you remember what I said earlier about me not being allowed to have ideas? See, this is why.
That's one of them.
Yes. All right, one more time.
This already feels way better speed-wise.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't go straight into a vibrate. It was wonderful. Yeah. Yes, having turns. Uh-oh. Dia's adding a channel. Oh, no. I've done bad things.
All right, so Sabera making her way through. Looks like we are getting some of those direct cast whites, which will trigger that weak counter. So thankfully it hit the character not doing any damage or contributing in this fight.
All right. Hold on. Can we start a poll? Will Ed be alive at the end of this fight?
Can an option be I hope not? Or is that too aggressively
I feel like that's the only option.
Does Rydia survive? Like a champ.
Yep.
The kid continues to dodge.
And yes, popular opinion, even Z does not like an angry Dagron. And let Rydia know about it in every bad way.
Well, she didn't do much dodging there.
No.
That was
effort was made.
that was Rydia trying to face tank a nuke, and turns out Rydia makes a poor tank.
Yeah.
She went for Cecil cover strats with her face, and it's not a great idea. Sid with a near 4,000 crit, though. You love to see it.
Mm-hmm. You know, Possum. I haven't been counting. I'm wondering if Sabera was firing all that at the face to get to like 45k, and now the wall's going up, and this is how it's going to finish. But I see a berserk, so I don't think that's going to be the case.
No, I think this is a hybrid.
Yeah.
Reflect strats as a whole, unless you're familiar with doing double white, which a lot of folks are not, they're a little bit different because your timing is off. You float a lot of ticks to Zeromus. Star Veils can actually wear off entirely because you're floating so many ticks. So it gets weird. So I definitely don't hate the very direct approach here. But yeah, this Battle Speed 3 making a huge amount of difference.
Mm-hmm.
And reflecting those whites, so no weak counters coming out. That's a quad 9 weak white from Porum.
Well, I was gonna say, can we get your comments on that, Possum? I know you're not running the race, but what do you think about what you just saw on screen?
That's it's something I don't see often. With Rosa, fair amount. With Porum, it's very hard to do. Should get a number of good dodges on this Big Bang as well, though.
Yeah.
I say that, Porum decides to not play ball.
I mean, when you're putting everything into that white cast, I mean, all right, fine.
But this is also about that point in time where, as Chad is pointing out, that the wall starts to get a little iffy as to wearing off. So the next round of attacks are going to be a little bit tough. Curing should take priority here.
Yep.
And yeah, that's
now we know for a fact the wall is off.
That's good actions, good action inputs from Sabera to get that cure off, rather than trying to force the extra damage through. Take it slow, take it steady, and get through the fight.
Yep. Yeah, because there's nothing worse, you know, queuing up a nice little nuke and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it went right through. It's a bad feeling. Rocks are a good feeling. Unless they come right after a Big Bang, then they're a really bad feeling.
Fair. But yeah, we don't see that in this case, but what we do see is Sid still with 2,000 health.
Yes.
And some mages who are dodging. And a direct cast nuke, the swag finish.
I like the finish.
Nice.
I like the direct cast white too.
Yes.
Nice.
Very well
there
done.
It is.
GG, Sabera.
GG. Woo. Wow. Awesome.
What a seed.
Wow. I don't have words.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was the sight. Let's go with that.
Well,
and this is only day 2. Day 1, day 2. Yeah, 6 more weeks, folks.
Yep. So,
and then more weeks on top of that.
It does look like this will be the conclusion of the broadcast. We will unfortunately not be joined by Sabera. They have declined an interview. It is absolutely not a required thing. Before we go ahead and get everybody sent over to another free enterprise streamer, there are some housekeeping things that I personally want to go over. I just want to let everyone know about the matches coming up tomorrow that are going to be on Restream.
Ooh, I want to.
We have our friends at RPG Limit Break, who at 7:30 Eastern are going to be hosting up Dusty Griff versus Possum Orpheus, which is myself. We have at 9 o'clock Eastern Free Enterprise, which is the channel you're on right now, hosting up Imperial Dragon versus the wonderful Zoe Vermilion. And then at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, Randomania will be hosting Poydrak versus Scythe Marshal. So those are our 3 restream matches tomorrow. Make sure you get to check them out and give all those wonderful folks a follow as well. As far as all of our folks behind the scenes and as far as our runners this evening, please make sure to give them all a follow. Sabera and Leggy slogged through this at their own expense for your pleasure. So please make sure to reward them with a little bit of love. Martin, it's been a pleasure as always working with you.
Absolutely.
Harumph, thank you so much for pushing all the buttons. Asuka, thank you so much for rolling the
Tolerating us,
seed.
not firing us, not muting us. I mean, the list goes on.
All of those things that Martin said.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for rolling this in a race I'm not a part of. And Martin, I'm going to turn it over to you. It was a pleasure as always, sir. Thank you.
Wow. What a seed, what a race. And I cannot stress enough, this is literally, we are at hour 27 in the tournament, and Possum already talked about, we've got four restream races tomorrow. 3 restream races tomorrow, but there are a lot more happening behind the scenes. You got tabs and windows, folks. Use them. There's a lot going on, so you're gonna see some of the best, and also Asuka rolling things. So keep your eyes open. You might learn something. So we're gonna go host up Hazu Kitty, currently learning Free Enterprise. So be kind, be nice, cheer them on.
And no
learning
spoilers.
This game, you learn a few things, and don't spoil. We know where you live. No, really, we know where you live, so don't do it. And we'll see you tomorrow, today, later, soon TM. Let's go with that. Soon TM. Yeah. Till next time, everyone. Take care. Good night. Possum. Trash cans are on me tonight.
Excellent. Take care, Martin. Take care, y'all.
Good night, everyone.